process. As the blacksmith hammered the bloom of iron, tiny threads of glassy slag were stretched throughout the metal.
Mm-hmm.
Under a microscope, it looks like wood grain, thousands of microscopic glass fibers running through the iron matrix. When rust started on wrought iron, it would hit one of these slag barriers. The glass fiber would blunt the corrosion, forcing it to spread
Wait, what's up with these slags in my metal? It's all these fucking slags in my metal.
sideways instead of penetrating deep. The result? An axe head that forms a protective patina and stops corroding instead of crumbling into orange powder.
Yep.
If you are learning something valuable here, hit that like button. It costs you nothing.
Because right,
but it helps
the prevention of oxidization is what you're right. That's what you want to go for. It's the fucking oxidization that causes the fucking rust, and then it deteriorates.
this knowledge reach people who need to hear it. Quick tap.
Oh shit! I was on mute. Oh, I was coughing. Sorry about that. Sorry about it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I was just talking about oxidization, rust, and metal shit. Carrying on.
Then we continue. Section 2. The accidental genius of phosphorus. Medieval smiths did not understand chemistry. They did not know what phosphorus was, but they knew which rocks made the best iron.
I know.
In marshy areas across Europe, iron ore formed naturally in bogs. This bog iron ore was easy to gather. You could practically rake it off the ground, but it had something special: high phosphorus content.
Yes.
When bog iron was smelted, that phosphorus stayed in the metal, and when that phosphorus-rich iron slowly corroded over decades, something remarkable happened. The phosphorus helped form a dense, stable film of protective oxides on the surface. This film sealed the metal from moisture and oxygen,
Yes.
dramatically slowing further rust. This was a happy accident, a beneficial impurity in the ore. The smiths did not know why bog iron worked better, they just knew it did. The most spectacular example of this effect stands in Delhi, India. The Iron Pillar of Delhi is over 1,600 years old. It weighs more than 6 tons, and it has almost no rust. For decades, scientists were baffled. How could iron survive that long? Modern metallurgical analysis revealed the answer. The pillar was forged from iron containing high phosphorus content. As it slowly oxidized over centuries, a thin layer of crystalline iron hydrogen phosphate hydrate formed
Yes.
at the metal oxide interface. This layer is incredibly stable
Becomes
and
its
non-porous. It
it
functions
basic-
like a ceramic.
It basically becomes its own coating that forms over time, right? It's the same. I mean, if you think about amber, right, with the resin that comes out of a tree, it becomes its own coating that protects itself, right, or hardens, and then it preserves things. But even some trees, there's a special tree that they wound the tree, and then its resin reseals the tree to protect it from the inside, right? Coating it and protecting it, kind of like an internal bandage that it creates for itself. But that then also makes resin seep into the wood. That makes it a highly sought after wood, right? So it's interesting. It's like a self protection mechanism almost.
ceramic coating. Moisture cannot penetrate it. The pillar stopped rusting after forming this protective skin. Medieval European smiths were creating the same effect on a smaller scale. Every time they forged a tool from phosphorus-rich bog iron. Modern steel? We mine deep underground for pure iron ore. Then we deliberately remove phosphorus in the refining process. We traded rust resistance for easier manufacturing. But the phosphorus advantage was not unique to European bogs. Across the medieval world, certain regions became legendary for their iron, not
Yes.
because of superior skill alone, but because the earth itself was different there. In Toledo, Spain, medieval smiths produced blades so renowned that knights travelled across Europe to acquire them. The secret was in the ore. The iron deposits around Toledo naturally contain traces of nickel and chromium. These elements, which we deliberately add to modern stainless steel, were accidents of geology. Toledo steel resisted corrosion better than iron from other regions because the mountain itself was alloyed. In southern India, smiths produced woot steel, what Europeans called Damascus steel. Modern analysis has revealed something extraordinary in these ancient blades. They contain carbon nanotubes, structures so advanced that material scientists did not discover them until
Yes.
the 1990s. The medieval smiths did not know they were creating nanotechnology. The slow cooling of their crucible process, combined with trace elements in the ore, accidentally assembled these molecular structures. Medieval trade routes carried blooms of high-quality iron across continents. A smith in England might pay a month's wages for a bloom of Swedish iron, known for its purity and workability. Arabian merchants transported Indian woods cakes to Damascus, where they were forged into legendary blades. The principle was universal: beneficial impurities from local geology, combined with processes that preserved rather than removed them, created materials with properties we struggle to replicate today. We are not smarter than medieval smiths. We simply chose to optimize for different goals. Section 3. The bloomery advantage. The technology that created this superior iron.
David, so Mel, you're back on, by the way. I unmuted you. But yeah, David, so what I mean specifically with this one is it not just makes a coating, so that special wood, it actually seeps into the wood. So it doesn't just cover the hole. It penetrates into the wood to kind of reinforce it, almost like a cast around where it's wounded on the inside of the tree. So what happens is if you chop down that tree, the inside of the wood is infused with its own resin. So it's a process, right? The guys that make wooden tables and stuff, right? You impregnate the wood with resin, right, to stabilize it. So this is basically that it's a tree, I think in Asia or so. I think it's China, I don't know. But it basically impregnates itself with its own resin and stabilizes itself to as a protection mechanism. So that's quite interesting because I know these other trees do it too, right? But they just seal. It's kind of like blood, right, in the human body. It just bleeds out and calluses and air hardens. But that resin specifically permeates into the surrounding area of the tree too. So they just specifically do that around the whole tree, and then the whole tree basically becomes the solid, like wood resin mixed tree. And then they cut that bitch down, and it's almost like golden when they sand it down. It's really nice wood.
In 1 sec. There we go. Yeah. So those iron oxidizing bacteria that I was talking about in bogs, you can actually do a very simple experiment at home. Make sure you look up how to do it properly online, but it's called a Winogradsky column. And the cool thing about them is you start with mud, and then the bacteria will colonize it and stuff like that. And you do it in glass, so that way you can see these layers develop. And one of those layers is the iron oxidizing layer. And like it said, it's orange. With the enclosed freshwater ecosystems I make, I get that at the bottom because I try to make the soil at the bottom of my little mini ponds basically a Winogradsky column. So it's really easy to cultivate that, and I think we should look into doing that like on a DIY level more often, especially when talking about like tailing ponds and stuff like that. There are plenty of bacteria which are really good at oxidizing those things and incorporating them into soil layers, and then we can harvest those soil layers and reuse those materials.
Yeah, it's almost like I don't know if you've probably looked into it because I know the farming and the organic stuff you're also interested in. A good example of that is like Terra Preta, right? From the Amazon. I don't know if you know about
I don't
that.
know about that now.
So it's self-healing soil. It's very interesting. It's one of the only instances that they found in the world that it appears that the Amazonians created. So they call it terra preta. It's terracotta mixed into the soil. So that's how they know it's man-made. There's actual chunks of terracotta mixed in, but the exact recipe they're still unsure about. They're doing obviously chemical analysis on it, but somehow the soil seems to self-regenerate itself.
We probably want it might not be an acid, but I would assume it's an acid to break it down into finer particles.
I don't even know. It's
And
also
so
they believe the reasons that the whole assumption with the Amazon is that it's a lot of it's man-made, right? They judging by the trees, how they grow, the variations in it, that they think it was basically planted, right?
the whole Amazon, I don't think so.
Well, I don't think the whole Amazon, but there's areas that they're pretty sure that it seems like it's because of human intervention that it is the
Oh
way
yeah,
that it is today.
humans have been living
So
along the Amazon for thousands of years, so that would make sense.
And then an interesting thing with that theory then is when they also discover the soil that seems to be man-made. So it seems that a lot of the Amazon seems to be, quite a lot of it seems to be because of human engineering that it is the way that it is.
Well, it could also be that, they had pottery, and when that pottery broke, they thought we should bury this because it's part of the earth already. Back to
Yeah,
like the
you never know if they even
nanotubes.
knew, but
Yeah,
yeah.
the nanotubes thing they were talking about, that's really interesting because I like that the person who made that video didn't frame it as, oh, did they perhaps have knowledge that we didn't know, that we don't have nowadays? Because that's very
Yeah.
sensational, right? And everyone wants to think about that stuff. But no, it's very simple. Like they didn't know they were making nanotubes. They just got better steel and or
Well,
metals,
it's not,
and they're like, oh my
but
god,
see,
let's keep doing this instead
but
of
see, sometimes yeah, but sometimes it depends on how you see these things, right? So I can make a metal and go, this one's better than that one. Look at this. This one's got a nice feel, or it's strong, or whatever, and have an understanding that I'm creating something special, even though I know it's not fucking carbon nanotubes, right? So they
Mhm.
could understood what they were doing, just not at a granular level like we can now, right? You can't look. They couldn't look through it through
Right.
a microscope. Could have had, but I understand what you mean with sometimes how things get framed.
Yeah, they didn't know the phosphorus was in that bog soil when they harvested the iron ore from it. It just
Well,
happened to
I mean,
be.
well, they stipulated that people knew there's different types of iron, right? This one was more sought after than the other one, so obviously they had some kind of delineation which one was better than another one, so they would have had some kind of even rudimentary understanding of this is better than that one
Sure,
because of the
rudimentary,
area
yeah.
it came from.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
not it's not
Mal,
like bog water has higher phosphorus levels, so let's harvest our iron from bog water. It was a posteriori
yeah.
knowledge. So and I respect
Mal,
that actually. I think that that's kind of what we need is like that going back to an experimentational but also rigorous kind of method of, well, okay, but what if we actually, like with ecosystems for example, can we at least try some of these things before we rule them out, just in case there are configurations that work that we haven't thought of yet? Because I've noticed with my
yeah.
ecosystems, I get a lot of aquatic lichens, which I find really interesting because they're not well documented in nature. But if you know what lichens are,
Okay.
they're an algae and fungus biosymbiote that essentially looks like a singular organism because they're so closely linked.
Yes. I'm sorry to interrupt you, dude. William
Oh,
hit you with another one. I
I didn't
I
even
let
notice. My
I
bad.
Yeah, no, I let it go for a little bit. I let it go. At least that you have some chance to talk in between. But we gotta respect the mute. So I'm gonna give you
Okay.
five again. All right.
Alrighty.
Okay. Thanks. Well, I appreciate the support, my good sir. Obviously appreciate the support, my dude. Thank you so much. Hey, and by the way, if any of the other people, I saw some people here that I think have jumped on panels. You guys can jump up also. I've just built the earth up a bit since it's swampy. Yeah, that's true. Oh, but also Ugin. The thing is, Ugin, what was your old name, man? I feel like I know. I feel like I know who you are, but I'm not sure because of the damn changes on YouTube. So I saw Mike did a post about this. I think the changes in the names are permanent now, unless you go into your YouTube settings and change them. How your names come up with the @ symbol, that's how they're gonna come up forever now. So the YouTube made this now permanent. So just if somebody doesn't know, so yeah. But yeah, no, usually when when the fox is on here, we have constructive discussions. So yeah, no, my channel we usually have constructive discussions. I don't really talk about trans stuff and that too much. I don't really, it's not really, I'm not the specialist on none of that, and I don't really care about none of that. So we usually talk
Also,
about
it's
other
it's
shit
just
over
such a
here.
tired discussion, right,
Um,
chat?
and these aren't also necessarily like the open panels here aren't necessarily debate panels. Like we do debates on here. Don't get me wrong. We sometimes fight each other, but a lot of the times it's more just discussions, man. We just have discussions and shit. Um, but yeah, okay. So let's see what these guys say. Let's see what these guys say here.
Was brutally simple. The
And
bloomery
welcome,
furnace
bro.
was a chimney of clay and stone, standing only as tall as a person. Inside, layers of charcoal and iron ore were stacked together. Bellows forced air through pipes at the base. The key was temperature control, or rather, the lack of it. A bloomery operated at roughly 1,200 degrees Celsius, hot enough to chemically reduce the ore, but crucially, not hot enough to melt the iron. iron melts at 1,538 degrees Celsius. The bloomery never reached that threshold. What happened instead was a slow, dirty process. As the charcoal burned, it produced carbon monoxide gas. This gas pulled oxygen away from the iron ore, leaving behind particles of pure metallic iron. But all the rocky impurities in the ore, the silica and other minerals, those did melt. They formed a glassy slag that dripped down through the furnace. The solid iron particles sank into this molten slag bath, clumping together at the bottom into a spongy
Oh,
mass called a bloom. After hours
William.
of work, the smith
William,
would
my
crack open.
apologies. I don't know why it didn't come up twice, my dude. I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Um, I didn't see that that didn't come up twice. Apologies. Okay, 10 minutes. Apologies, William. I do see there. Sorry about that. Let me just see. Oh, they were so close together that I didn't see it, dude. Sorry about that, man. But dude, it's this chat that keeps jumping, bro. Sorry about that. And I'll do the mutes a little bit faster. I also, I just try not to just fucking mute people right off. But I should have done that a little bit sooner. Apologies about that. But we still want somebody to get at least their sentence. Like, finish your sentence, mute. Okay, mute up. Okay. So yeah, sorry about that, dude. Okay, 10 minutes, 10-minute mute. Appreciate you. I see what you're saying. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
In the furnace and pull out this incandescent blob. It looked more like volcanic rock than metal. Here is where the magic happened. As the iron particles were forming, surrounded by burning charcoal for hours, they absorbed carbon unevenly. Some areas absorbed very little, staying as soft
Yo,
raw iron.
Charles, what's up, my dude? What's up? You got a membership earlier from David James Flood, man. I told him the British helping out the Aussies, man. A fucking legend, Uncle David James Flood. So yeah, you can thank him for that, bro. Now you got the emojis and the videos again, bro.
Other areas absorbed more, accidentally becoming steel. And all throughout this mess were threads of that protective slag. Modern steel is cold-rolled. Bars of steel are pressed through rollers at room temperature, shaping them quickly and efficiently. Medieval smiths did not have that option. They had to work their iron hot. The bloom was reheated in the forge and hammered over and over. This hot working did something crucial. It drove out some of the slag, yes, but it also compressed and aligned the slag that remained, stretching it into those microscopic fiber networks.
Okay.
Every hammer blow welded the iron particles together more tightly. Every reheating allowed carbon to
forge
redistribute.
welding.
The constant working eliminated internal
Right there for
stresses.
all my welders, right there for all my people that talk about the welding. That right there is the OG form of welding. Fucking forge welding, man. Just smash warm metal together with a fucking hammer, dude. That's the OG of welding right there.
And micro cracks. The smith was not just shaping the metal, he was fundamentally improving its internal structure with every strike. This took time. A single axe head might require 3 days of repeated heating and hammering. A modern factory stamps out the same shape in 3 minutes. We chose speed. They achieved permanence. Section 3.5. The economics of permanence. To understand why medieval iron resisted rust so well, we must understand what that iron represented. It was not simply a material. It was concentrated time, skill, and value.
Yes.
Those 3 days to forge a single axe head. That was 3 days of a master craftsman's labour. In medieval England, a quality axe might cost the equivalent of a labourer's wages for an entire month. A sword could represent 6 months of income. These were not purchases. They were investments meant to last a lifetime and then be passed down. This created an economic reality we have completely lost. When your grandfather's hammer cost as much as a month's food for your family, you
Yep.
did not throw it away because of surface rust. You
Mhm.
maintained it, you oiled it, you stored
Yes.
it properly. Tools that
Well, you
expensive were
cared.
listed in wills, fought over in inheritance disputes.
Yeah, well, you cared about your tools and stuff because you had an appreciation for things. The appreciation for things don't matter anymore. If things break now, we just throw it away and buy a new one, right? That's become the kind of the culture and the ecosystem we live in. Even things that still work, we throw away and get a new one.
And marked with the owner's symbol. Medieval blacksmiths trained for 7 years as apprentices before they could call themselves journeymen. Another
Yeah.
7 years might pass.
It's the same as a glass worker now. It's still 5 to 7 years.
Pass before a smith earned the title of master and permission to open their own forge.
Wait, how long was
This
that?
was not
I just want to
romantic
quickly
tradition.
hear
It
something.
was economic necessity.
I just quickly want to hear how long that was.
Journeyman. Another 7 years might pass
Right.
years of disputes
So,
and marked with the owner's symbol. Medieval blacksmiths trained for 7 years as apprentices before they
Okay.
could call themselves journeymen. Another 7 years might pass before a smith earned the title of master and permission to
So
open their own
14 years.
forge. This was not romantic tradition. It was economic necessity. A poorly made tool that failed could kill someone. A
Yes.
plough that broke during planting season could mean starvation.
Yes.
The medieval guild system enforced this quality through brutal simplicity. If your work failed, you were expelled from the guild.
Let's
no guild
go.
membership meant no legal right to sell your work.
Let's
The guild's
go.
reputation was worth more than any individual smith, so quality
Let's
was
go.
not optional. We look at medieval iron's rust resistance and think it was about superior technique.
Let's go. If you fuck up, you do bad forging, out the guild. You out. No, you never get our stamp of approval no more. You making shitty hammers up in here. You need to leave. Pick a window, you're leaving. By the way, Mel, your mute is up. Yeah. Yes. Well, it depends. It depends, right? It depends. I've seen, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, I know. But I mean, I have a video about one of these new lasers that they have, dude. The tech is getting ridiculous. I won't dispute that. The tech, dude, even welding machines are gonna be a thing of the past. I don't know if my welders out there know that, dude. The new ones are so plug and play, and they're good. They're really fucking good at doing what they need to be doing. Yeah, well, some of them are really like you have two giant boxes, like these fucking giant boxes you got to plug in, and there's a lot to the machine. But it basically just looks like a gun with a wire feed, and you just fucking boom, 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 boom. Weld, perfect welds. It's insane how good they work. It's actually ridiculous. And I mean, you can pick that thing up and in a day weld like somebody that's been welding for a year, which is crazy. Dude, go look. I just watched new stuff that just came out. It's retardedly user friendly. Now I watched a YouTuber who's a welder try it and say this. He's like, this is a fucking problem. Like a hobby person can do what a professional welder can do in a day. He's like, this is a fucking problem. This was an actual welder saying this that was using it. He's like, this is a problem for us moving forward. He was saying this, not me. Yeah. No, well, okay, maybe not a day, but you know what I mean. It's because the thing is, fundamentally with being a welder, you know what makes you good is your experience, right? Is your experience at doing the thing. And now if somebody can supersede you by having massive jumps in the time needed to be really good at the craft, now that becomes a problem because your initial time put in becomes devalued as the technology improves, right? So it's kind of, you would think, well, I've been doing this so many years, I have this skill level that nobody can supersede. But now the technology kind of becomes like a cheat code for people to surpass even your time and experience that you've put into these crafts. Well, I don't. Well, I'm not saying I approve of this or I agree with this or I want this to be the case. It seems to be the case. Yeah. Well, that is a thing. Yeah, no, for sure. Mm. No, for sure. No, for sure. Like, dude, there's obviously exceptions. Just 1 second, quickly, William. There is about 40 minutes left, and we're gonna hit the 3 hour mark. And then I just want to say, Ben Talk, you damn legend. So I hope you're doing well, Uncle Bill Ben Talk, aka Uncle Bill Tong, aka Uncle Ben Tu Wong, the legend, the damn bear monkey man himself. A Ben Tuwong is an epic animal that we found here on the stream. Mel, it's a fucking bear mixed with a monkey. It's awesome. By the way, and Good Godfather got the membership. I'm not too sure who that is, but yeah, thank you for supporting the chat people and supporting the channel, Uncle Ben Talk. I appreciate that, and that's going towards the extension because you didn't ask for nothing. You just supporting chat people and the channel. I appreciate that. And then Pain Zombie Ghosting, bruv. What's up, my dude? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, underwater welding, things like that. Yeah, I mean, fuck, it doesn't matter what kind of hobbyist you are. You know, you're not going to take an underwater welder's job because it's the danger levels, complexity. So these things also will attribute to like the skill level, right? No, well, I just mean like, dude, I mean, you can be how good of a welder if you can't dive, you can't go do underwater welding, right? So there's still things with regards to pivoting or adding skills, which was kind of what you were talking about, right? And like complementary skills. Yes. Well, yes. If you're doing pressurized tanks as well, right? You need certification. You need to really know what the fuck you're doing. You can't, be welding tanks and chambers and things that are pressurized. If you're just some hobbyist average welder, right? These things need to be very sure about being correctly done. Yeah. Yeah, it's machines. Well, it depends. It depends, right? Because you have to understand this. Like on-site things, like oil rigs, mining, and these things, no. They need a dude to come in and do it by eye, a dude that's a fucking old legend uncle. Yeah, because on site it's fitted, right? Yeah, because if it's fitted on yeah, if it's fitted on location, you can't do that in a fucking factory. You need that old gray uncle with the nicotine stained mustache to go out there with his welder and fucking make sure he does it properly. That's what you can't do that with a factory or a machine. Yeah. Probably just like drop forged, right? Or what? Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, but you also understand why. Well, well, a lot of them do, right? I mean, like I said, I have friends that work on farms. They need to know how to fix their own tractors. They do their own bearings. They have to do all of that shit themselves. But with some of them, it's the case that, with bigger fixes, let's say I have a John Deere tractor, right? It's on a service contract or it's on some kind of contract that I have to go do it at the dealership. Otherwise, it fucks with the value of my machine. So sometimes that's not just a thing of a lack of skill, but how the system of buying the machine is set up, right? Yep. Yeah, it depends what it is, right? But servicing and stuff like that, no, most farmers will do that, and most people that work on farms know how to service, do all of the stuff that they need to do, right, on the machines. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, they don't fix the capacitor. They buy a new board and put it into your machine. Yeah, no, for sure. I hear you. Hold on one sec. Ben Talk, thank you so much, dude. Dude, you legend. Gifting another membership. I appreciate that, man. And then you pulled Steven Cisco. I don't know Steven Cisco. Ben Talk, you're getting random ones today, bro. But I appreciate the support, though. And like sometimes these people do end up coming to chat after they get a membership and they start chatting and stuff like that. So it still goes towards good purposes. I appreciate that. But yeah, I don't know if it bankrupts, but yeah, it is a lot of things nowadays, pretty much a lot of tools. They have the sticker. If you open them up, you avoid warranties, you avoid all that shit, right? They are heavily kind of making people or disincentivizing people from fixing their own things. People don't want that. The newer things, yeah, they don't want you fixing your own shit. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Nice. Nice. I'm gonna check that out, and maybe we can add it to the thing. But let's see what this guy comes to with the conclusion on this now.
But
Just
technique
quickly see.
alone means nothing without economic pressure to maintain standards. They made iron that lasted because making
oh my
iron that
god.
failed
I was
was
muted that
financial
entire time.
suicide. Today, a hardware store axe costs $15. If it rusts out in
I'm just gonna
2
let you
years,
hear all
you
my
buy
noises
another one.
when
The
I'm muted.
manufacturer is not punished.
My smoking
There is no
noises
guilt
and
to
mouth
expel them.
noises and
The economic
sniffling and
incentive has
snorting.
inverted completely. Planned
I can't
obsolescence
keep
is not a
muting my. I
conspiracy.
can't keep muting myself.
It is simply
like
more
that.
profitable
That's
than permanence.
unacceptable.
Section 4. The maintenance magic we forgot. Medieval smiths
Yep.
understood something else we have forgotten. Fresh iron needs treatment.
Yes.
After forging a tool to final shape, the smith would perform a process we might call seasoning, though they did not use that word. The finished piece would be heated until it glowed dull red, then rubbed with linseed oil or animal fat while still hot. The heat caused the oil to polymerize, forming a hard, thin coating bonded to the metal surface. This coating was not paint. It was a molecular layer that sealed the iron from moisture and oxygen. You season a cast iron pan the same way today. But modern steel tools, they come with nothing. Maybe a thin coat of machine oil that washes off the first time it rains. No one teaches you to season your tools because modern steel is disposable by design. Medieval iron that was used regularly developed another advantage.
Okay, I
A
have to point
dark,
out it's
stable patina would form on
recyclable.
the surface.
which is
This
more
was
than just
not rust
disposable.
What?
It's recyclable,
Yeah.
which means we can feed it back into a production stream, which is in some ways better because like if you make something out of steel, right, and then you don't need that thing anymore, well now we've gotten so good at steel production that it's really hard to use that for other things. Usually, like a knife
Yeah.
doesn't make a good pair of scissors. Usually, sometimes they make a good pair of shears.
Well,
But
it depends. Yeah, well, yeah. Obviously, it depends with the hardening process or whatever processes you're putting the
the
metal
blade
through,
angle
right?
and stuff, yeah. My point being
Yeah.
that it is in totality technically easier to take all the steel you're not using anymore. First of all, to give it a short service life, so that way when you make it, you're not necessarily condemning it to 50 years of that's all you can use it for, especially if you end up updating your process and needing something better. Um,
Yes.
but it's also about like, well, when we do need steel, now we don't have to mine it to get our steel, which is actually a lot more efficient. Mining is very inefficient,
Yeah. Well,
relatively
also,
speaking.
yeah. Well, it depends, right? It's like with the tempering and stuff, and it's some steels. If you over harden them or that, right? They eventually you overcook your metal. Basically, you just overcook it, so it can't really go back into some kind of circulation to be useful again.
That's well, no, you can use things like electrolysis and stuff like that, and electrodeposition to recycle it at that point and reduce it at the
Hey,
same time.
Wally. What's up, Wally?
Sorry.
Yes, indeed, axes, bro. We're talking about making old school axe heads and talking about we do. This seems to be now a metal stream today. So I'm gonna also pull up that video about that welder. That guy has it here, and then we talk. We'll pull that up as well. Then I'll show you. But so with this, so you just had contention with the recycling part of that.
Yeah, I don't think it necessarily made things disposable. I get how he's making a case that things are cheapened now, but that depends on like how much you're willing to spend on something and how much a company is willing to spend on producing it. In like the industrial and commercial sector, I wouldn't say that's the same case. That like we still produce things to a pretty high standard, relatively speaking, to things before, and the metal is just way better, so we don't actually need as much of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it depends. It depends. Some things, yes. Some things, no. Some things, yes. So a good example of this would be batteries, right? You used to be able to put your own battery water in batteries. Now they make them sealed, right? You got to throw them away. You can't just top up your batteries anymore. So certain things, yeah. Certain things, no. It depends on
Well,
what exactly you're.
batteries are a different type of thing, and I just mean in terms of material, right? Like if you look at like the Soviet era,
Yes.
like over engineering, everything's kind of like hot forged and then like milled down to spec. Old school 50s kind of like fab and manufacture process. Like that's cool. Like that's hardcore. You know, you could take a hammer to most of their machines and go bang at it all day and it'll still keep running. However, you wasted a lot of materials. It's really hard to recycle these things or repurpose them and they're a lot heavier and stuff. So the structural engineering you need to do around it is a lot more intense. Whereas the way we do things now, it is like if we're talking about efficiency, you don't have to do as much, and we're only using the materials we need.
That's true. Okay. So, okay, well, let's hear this. Let's hear this guy out. Let's see what he's saying about this now.
The destructive sense. It was magnetite, a form of iron oxide that is dense and protective. Frequent use kept
Well,
this patina intact.
magnetite is
The oil from
magnets.
human hands, the friction of work, the regular exposure to air without prolonged moisture, all of this maintained a protective surface layer. Tools that were stored dry and used often could last for generations. The grandson would inherit his grandfather's hammer, the iron still sound. We abandoned these practices not because they did not work, but because they required care. Modern tools are designed to be replaced, not maintained. You might ask, if medieval iron was so superior in rust resistance, why do we not make it that way now? The answer is economics, not ignorance. A bloomery furnace produces perhaps 50 pounds of iron per day. A modern blast furnace
Yes.
produces thousands of tons. The difference is not just scale, it is control. In a blast furnace, temperatures exceed 1,500 degrees Celsius. Iron melts completely. Slag is skimmed off as liquid waste. The result is molten pig iron with high carbon content that must be refined into steel
Yep.
in a separate process. Fast, efficient, and consistent. But that consistency comes at a cost. You cannot control the microscopic distribution of slag stringers in liquid metal. You cannot accidentally preserve beneficial phosphorus while removing harmful sulfur. The bloomery process was slow precisely because it operated at the edge of iron's transformation, in that narrow temperature range where solid-state chemistry could work its magic. We traded that magic for the ability to make 1 billion fence posts per year. Most will rust away in a decade, but they are cheap. Section 5. The composite blade secret. The bloomery gave medieval smiths a chaotic mix of materials in every bloom: soft-wrought iron, harder steel, protective slug. A lesser craftsman might see this as a problem. A master saw it as an opportunity.
Hey, Shoreline, skirt. What's up, my dude? Hey, thank you so much, man. I'm going to add that to the extension of the show. Thank you so much for the support, dude. I really, really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much, man.
And I'm
appreciate
really
it and good to see you, dude.
Yeah, I'm appreciating all these extensions that are coming in. I just thought of a really good example of something that we haven't really done this to because you can't. There is no room to do this, and it's the rail industry, right? We've actually gone from segmented rail in a lot of on a lot of railways to continuous welded steel, which is basically like you don't have those connector bars with the pins through them anymore. It's just one long rail, and you know that if anything, that is much closer to that like old like hot forging mentality design language than, you know, when we used to cut it up and then put them out so that way the steel could expand and whatnot. You still have to do that, but just in far fewer increments, or sorry, much longer increments. And it does, you know, it leads to a much higher quality rail, because when your whole industry is built on things rolling on those rails, you can't cheapen it out. You can't start making them out of aluminum and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's also difficult to service those, right? So that's the problem.
No, continuous welded steel requires less maintenance, and typically speaking, it's about as easy to service. Like the welding process is so quick and easy. I've watched them do it in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. More effort gets put into those, because the maintenance of these things, right, is
it's maintained
super
less.
difficult. I mean,
because there's technically fewer moving parts, because there's less. There's fewer There's fewer connectors between cut beams.
Yeah.
You have fewer parts of the rail that you need to maintain.
Yeah, well, quality and then the construction of the rails make the need for less maintenance, right?
Yeah. So if anything, certain sectors have gone up in quality, like railways.
Yeah, I'm trying to see now, where the fuck is this? Because I had something about this as well. I just don't know if I can find it. This is what we should actually... Oh, no, wait, I'm not going to do that one. I'm not going to do that. I was going to do something, but, you know...
Are you going to say we should use monorails? Or maglevs?
No,
because they're
no,
cool.
That wasn't no. No, yeah, no, they are cool, but no. That's not what I was gonna say. I mean, we could also, this would be a better way of getting our tools. You know, if we really cared about Earth, you know, we need to learn from our forefathers a little bit, and you know, we got to think about how we get our tools. That's, you know, it's important.
See, look at this right here. This is a prime example. This is a lovely crop, nice and fresh, of wild spanners. My name's Guy Markham. I've been foraging my own tools for a few years now. It started off as just a way to save money, but once you really get into it, it's fascinating. Yep, they're metric. I mean, think about the amount of people who walk by this stuff every day and just have no idea it's there. This is a prime example of what people walk past every day. So right here, you have your blade fuses. So after a lightning storm, a tree with heavy moss like this, they all just pop out almost overnight. Forage, not forge. That's my motto. I mean, you think about people going into shops and paying above the odds for stuff that's been made in China. You don't even know what's in it. This stuff has come out of the earth. I know it's natural. I know it's organic. I know it's right for me. The trouble is, Big Tool has got everyone brainwashed into thinking that your stuff needs to come out of the shop. It's simply not true. I mean, you can never be 100% that you're going to find what you're looking for, but after a while, you get a bit of a sense for it. And every now and then, you just get lucky. No way. I'm so glad the cameras are here for this. That is a 10mm socket. Now, you've got to be unbelievably careful with these because they don't obey the normal laws of time and space. So
Yep.
if you stop
Big
looking at
facts.
it for a second, it
It's
just
gone.
disappears.
It goes into the nether realm, dude. The fucking tool nether realm.
It's totally legal, although I did have a rather funny altercation with a farmer a couple of years ago. He thought I was looking for mushrooms, you know, those sort of mushrooms, which is of course ridiculous. I mean, I don't even know what they look like.
Totally, bro.
Yeah, if you see a
Totally, bro.
biker walking through your fields, he's probably just looking.
He should have doubled down and been like, I don't even know what mushrooms are.
See, look at this.
Dude,
That-
totally the guy.
This is a prime example.
This is funny though, because he sounds
Lovely
exactly
crop.
like my
Hold on.
partner who goes mushroom foraging all the time. Like you
Dude.
couldn't have sounded more like my partner.
Dude, that guy with his mohawk and his head tattoos doesn't know what the fuck mushrooms are. Lies. Lies, brother. Lies. Looking like a Viking, but you don't know what fucking some flyer giric or some Amanita muscaras are. Amanita muscaria. Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I think we've gotten really invested in controlling, like, you know, this piece of land will produce this every single time, right? And I know it will. Versus just having a piece of land that's abundant, producing all sorts of things all the time, regardless of what happens with like climate and stuff. Because here's another thing, right? Like when we
Well, but
used,
that's difficult, right? But that's you're gonna have to do regenerative, right? You
We've-
can't do anything that's gonna fully deplete it.
well, yeah, but that's the whole point is that we don't need to be
If you
using
wanna do
monocrop
multiple
cycles
use.
anymore. And we
No,
used to
monocrop is bullshit.
and before we used to think like, you know, like, oh, the almanac, that's what you would use for like the weather stuff, but the almanac didn't understand things like teleconnection and stuff like that, so even that was a bit stochastic. And now that we understand these things, I can say for certain, right, like when we get cold, icy, watery wind, it's going to be from these directions. So I'm going to plant trees here so that way there's less ice here to protect some of the species. And then when hot, dry air tends to come from the south and west around here, so I'm going to put my wetlands there so it humidifies them for me. It's
Yeah.
amazing how much better we can do this than even, I would just say, 30 years ago, because our ability to
Yeah, no.
genomically sequence stuff and all these things is so powerful now. I know I said we shouldn't control things, but we need to tune things. We need to learn how to fine tune ecosystems to be internally productive, not productive for us.
Well,
but
I do think no. Well, what I do think is I do think we had a greater understanding of these things back in the past, and
No.
we've become retarded.
no.
Yeah, no, I do
Maybe,
think we
okay.
do.
Do you
No,
mean
no, I
do you mean like
think
as
we-
okay? So do you mean culturally where people just now feel disenfranchised, or do you mean like scientifically? Because I would say scientifically.
No, well, scientifically does so basically, right? So for me, I don't have to understand the chemical construction, the exact elements that go into metal to be a fantastic metal worker and to know exactly how metal works, right? I don't need to know the name of each chemical within the metal. I can just know, that one's white and that one's. I don't even need to know its fucking name to be good at working with it, right? So saying, well, we need scientific understanding of these things now more than we did back then, right? It comes back to maybe
not
they
what I
didn't
said.
have a word for the carbon. Yeah, but you understand. I don't need a word for carbon nanotubes if I have an understanding of
No,
what it's doing.
I
to me.
100%
I'm
agree
working
with you. What I'm saying is now you could, let's say you wanted to take that a step further, it's like, how can I make metal microstructures? Well, now you need to actually care about like the microscopic grain size. You might want to do electron microscopy or something like that to actually verify you're getting the grain configurations that you want after you weld something. And all of those things, well, metallurgy and welding are technically different, but all those things
Yeah.
can make you a much better
Well,
technician.
welding is just bonding, and metallurgy is the physical makeup of the metal or creating metals, right?
And I think the last frontier of what we're talking about here, of like the sort of like skilled trades specialization, is environmental engineering and creating ecosystems that basically make most of like the things we take for granted, like agriculture and how we recycle waste streams and stuff like that, it'll make it seem
Yeah,
common
but that's what
sense.
I'm saying, Mal. We used to do that stuff way better than we have lately. Because yes, we have better science to have better understanding of these things. It doesn't mean that they're being implemented right
No,
across the world.
totally.
Actually, what's happening is
Integration
the
is the
science
hardest
led
part.
to worse implementation because it favored the kind of speed over consistency of things, right?
Sure.
It's all going, we need to optimize it, we need to optimize it, but optimization doesn't really it's never seen as a holistic thing, because if it's a holistic approach, optimization would be conservation, these kinds of things, but optimization has just led to short-term optimization for generally profit,
Yeah,
right?
I think this is why I said efficiency rather than optimization, which is
Yeah,
not
well,
like,
but that's the problem with efficiency, right?
well, no,
Is
we want
efficiency
less
just
waste.
dictates like
We do want less waste because,
why?
well,
If we
because
can
then,
use, if we got a system that deals with the waste, why is less waste a problem? If the system is, let's say I implement a system that deals with my waste itself, right? That's built into the implementation of the system.
but
Now, how
right,
much waste my
okay.
system makes doesn't matter,
So
right?
so here comes the nuance of integrating systems, right?
Like
So that those are
regenerative
good
farming
ideas.
versus monocrop,
Yeah,
right?
here comes the nuance of integrating systems, though, because everything you said is a good idea. However, the practicality of it is, in order for you to be able to scale up production, now you need to be able to scale up your sink for that waste, or the thing that processes the waste, right? So if it's a wetland and I'm producing one
Yeah,
ton of steel per year, and that wetland is perfectly sized to handle all of the waste, and it just, it gets totally bioremediated, that's great. We've accomplished that
yeah.
for that scale, but now we scale up, right? Now we need to scale up that wetland too.
Well, it's the scale. Well, hold on one second though, quickly. I just want to quickly do a thing here. Let me just finish the thought quickly. So we're scaling up, right? The thing is, what tends to happen is it's the same thing with the optimization, right? It's the scale up doesn't get seen as maybe more space, same system, bigger operation. It sometimes gets seen as same space, same area, but let's stack it on top of each other and create a new system that now adds new problems, because the prism at which it is looked through is not always holistic, right? It's direct, right? Now do it like this. So instead of going, oh well, let's start a second farm, they go, well, that's going to take too long. What we could do right now is we just stack the fucking chicken coops on top of each other. It's that's what I mean. It's the prism at which it looks through is flawed, because it's for immediate gratification and not necessarily what's better for the environment, the plot of land, or whatever it's being done on in general. They don't care about the more waste that gets produced. If there's a system in which a truck comes and throws it somewhere that's not their farm, they don't give a shit,
No, I
right?
totally agree with you. I think what
Just
I'm pointing
optimize.
to is that I'm trying to explain what you've described as something that has become so historical is probably the best way to put it. I can't think of the right word
Hold
for
on
it.
1 second. Yeah, hold on 1 second. So I just wanted to finish the
For
thought and
sure.
we can carry on. But Will, thank you so much, William, for firstly for the 6. If we fail to get it, put it towards the next shit house extension. I appreciate that, because firstly, let's hope we don't fail and we at least get one extension on the show. Shit, we usually get both, and today, we're struggling with the one, but I understand it happens with the panels. It's not like a prepared show like my other stuff. So I get it. I get it. I can't even fault it. But um, by the way, the next shithouse, we got Uncle Tony on, and that will be the end of season 1. So that will be Thursday this week. I'll schedule everything and let it. But it seems like everybody's agreed. It's Thursday next week. Me and Brick will have Tony on. That's going to be a fun ass episode. Just comedy, chaos, fun, topics, music, and we're going to have a good time on that one. So thank you for that, Will. I think I did put that towards it. I did put your 6, yes. I did put your 6 towards it, and then 1 second. Unapologetic Preacher, what's
Chat,
up, my dude?
it's
How you
snowing like
doing? Good
crazy
to see you, sir.
outside.
Good to see you. It was fun having that debate with you on Verbal Combat. You gotta
How's
amp
the
up
weather
the
where you're
energy,
at,
bro,
chat?
because I want to be
I don't know
nice,
how many
and
people are watching.
I don't like being nice anymore too much in debates, because I've become
Apparently
soft.
nobody.
So
That's
I'm
cool.
like agreeing with people too much. So yeah, you got to ramp up the energy, dude, so we can fight a little bit more because on verbal combat, that's the people want blood up there, man. We can't have like mellow discussions. The mellow discussions don't work when the people want the blood sport. So just remember that.
Have
Chris, we have 25 towards the first hour extension. I'm gonna see now.
Have you considered though that killing them with kindness is a strat?
25. Uh, I mean, yeah, but that's not good for. Remember,
I'm
the
just
thing
kidding.
is,
I'm just
it's
kidding.
you have. Yeah, it's about the show, right? Ultimately, the show is what's. Sometimes people forget that, right? Sometimes it's about the show. So you have to like ramp up things a little bit more just for entertainment purposes. It's also the point why people like blood sports debates over normal debates is the fact that you can interrupt and be like, "Well, you're talking shit right now," because this it's not
What
one
the
minute
fuck did
I
you
talk,
say to me,
one
you
minute
little
you
piece of
talk.
shit? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, well, it's not. I talk for 1 minute, you talk for 1 minute, we talk
Yeah,
monotone
no.
like we're reading from a book. People don't want that. They don't want those like highly intellectualized debates. Like that's why people blood sports is like I explain it like this, right? The one is regular debate is like chess. It's like chess. It's not that much fun to. It's appreciated the skill level, everything, right? Highly intelligent people usually do that. Blood sports debate is like watching dudes fucking box with words. It's fucking exciting. You don't know what's gonna happen. It's high intensity fighting. It's not this battle of the minds like what chess is, right? It's a better show ultimately. That's why people enjoy it
So
because you have to realize that's the point.
here's my thing. It's first of all, I anticipate that audience actually want variety. That's why I try to be quite adaptable to whoever I'm talking to and what their kind of energies are. But nonetheless, I think it's always going to be a sliding
Dental.
scale. And one of the issues is it is possible to have blood sports without debate. And I don't think verbal combat
Well,
only
yeah, but that's
attracts.
just draw. But that's just drama then. There's got to at least be something intellectual behind the fight. Otherwise, we're just calling each other bigots and whores and shit and yelling at. Then it's just a fucking. That's a bar debate
Right, but
where
now
we're
you've
just
put
yelling
yourself
about our feelings.
now you put yourself into two categories, which is blood sports and debate, which I agree is a category. There is such a thing as blood sports debate, but you're going to attract both people who want that pure blood sports and people who want that pure debate. So you're never going to be able to please everybody, which I love. I love that. I love that.
No,
Sometimes I can go blood sportsy and some people will like that, and sometimes I can go debatey and some people will like that.
we have 28. Wait, let me just see. Why am I confused? Did I mess up the math? Let me just check, dude. Did I miss something? I'm gonna look now, bro. I'm sorry. I think I might have missed something. Let me just quickly see here. So I'm gonna believe you on here, and then I'm just gonna backtrack quickly. Will, sorry about that, man. But
I mean,
I've
it is often a good idea to make your financer your accountant.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Don't tell me how to live my life. Listen, we figure it out over here. We make a plan.
No, I've
We
got it all
fucking
figured out.
smash. I take warm metal and I smash it together with my hammer. It sticks. Look, it's fucking solid. It's fine. It works. Smash it against a tree, and now the tree's on the ground, and we make a wooden shed. You see?
Yeah.
Simple, simple. We got to intellectualize this. This is my little wooden shed of entertainment we got going on here. Um, Let me see quickly. Okay, where I don't. You know what? Okay, you see,
Just
I
round
don't
it
know.
up and say 30.
No, that's no. There's got to. No. Okay, so 25 towards. I'm gonna check. I believe William, so I'm just gonna believe William right now. William, you better not be lying to me. I'm gonna look afterwards. I'm probably not gonna look, but don't lie to me, William. I'm gonna see. I do believe him though. Okay, dude, Ben Talk. Thank you so much. And you got Ty Tyronolol. Nice.
Oh,
Nice
yeah, you said
respect on
gift
the name, dude.
memberships count as well earlier.
Yes, gift memberships do. I think I have been counting those, but I might have slipped three. Yeah, I might have slipped one or two. These days, the whole time, it's time for me to expel some waste. You're gonna go have a poopy? Thanks for letting us know, dude. That's something very valuable to let us know, Cameron. Um, Okay, let's go right on. I enjoy the debate, brother. Yeah, no, I did do too. It's sometimes just it's also it also sucks because the thing is you can ramp up the energy as the other person, but I sometimes feel bad for doing it. See, that's what I mean. I've gotten too soft. Let's go, dude. See what I said? See what I said? You give the membership and the people come hang out in chat and they come chat. That's nice. Let's go, Bentalk. Dang legend. Trap card. Sad Angel, VK, Death Gun. Let's go. Appreciate you, dude. Bentalk, you're a legend. Forgot to add the 5 super chat. Okay, nice. Thank you. Yo, Steven, my ass. Exactly, bro, my ass. I'll say 30. Okay. Okay, so now it's 30. Okay, now it's 30. Did did Mal just get you to grift? Did Mal just do a grift on William right there?
Ugh, I
To
don't know how to
round it
feel
up to
about
30.
that. Now I feel kind of dirty, like I'm a grifter.
Well, I mean, why? I don't still don't know. The original terms of grifter. I mean, I get that, but that's meant to be in a dishonest way,
I know,
right?
we're
But
memeing.
people use it. People are just using it for everything nowadays. It's become like a new slur, which is quite nice. I like when we get new slurs and things. Grifter, and then what's the other one? There's
Charlatan.
another one that I heard the other. Now charlatans been one forever. No, we have another new one that I heard the other day. I heard Gemsal. Gemsal is a new one that I didn't know, and then there's another one for people that are too buff. They Gemsals. So we gotta incel is a nice versatile one. That's a new one, but there was another one that's been making the rounds that I forgot.
No clue.
Um, oh, degenerate.
Oh,
Degenerate has
that's
become now also.
God. That's been going around for like 10 years.
No, I know, but that's also become a nice new popular one,
Eh.
which I like.
I call those things thought terminating cliches a lot of the time because really it doesn't, criticize someone or give them constructive criticism at all. Which, if I was bitter about William, I'd be like, at least give me some constructive criticism. But honestly, I get it that it's how people engage with stuff, so I don't really care. Um,
Yeah.
when it
Well, and it's also the thing. I know a lot of people are mad at you about stuff, but you can have good discussions if you're not spurging out. So I don't have a problem talking to anybody. That's also the other thing. That's why there's not like we'll roast each other and fucking call each other names, but we still try be respectful to people. Like you can talk to people. It doesn't like it's not really anybody I wouldn't talk to. Doesn't mean I gotta like them, but I'll talk to everybody, right? Ultimately, we should be able to at least do that.
I do wonder how many of these people are mad at me because I'm right or because I'm wrong. Because part of me feels like it's
Nah,
because
you
I'm
mean
right.
nah? A lot of times you're wrong though. Today you've been solid. Like today's, I don't think they're judging you on today's discussion. I think it's more of a cumulative that have seen you multiple times where their judgments are coming from. I think if it was today's show, everybody would be chilled.
Well, if it's based on me being wrong, like I don't have an issue with that. But one issue that kind of gets at me is like, why not just say it to my face? Like, maybe this is just like a difference in how I approach these sort of situations where when I know I'm right about something and I can prove that person wrong, I I'm gunning for it. I'm waiting for my next opportunity because you have the high ground, right? Like I'm Anakin. You're Obi-Wan Kenobi. Why wouldn't you? But I
I
guess
mean,
that's just something that I can't conceive of. I'll just be honest. I can't put myself in the shoes of somebody who thinks that they're right about something but isn't willing to like come up here and tell me why.
dude. Well, dude, the thing is, my thing is, and it's also why. I mean, I do the debates, but I sometimes like it's a weird thing for me. So it's the same thing. I've fought, and I've been very bad with my mouth. Both those times, I've used them very well to hurt people. And then when you've actually done that a couple of times, and you see the actual repercussions of these things, not shit talking online. I used to shit talk people to their face, right? That's different situation. When you see the repercussions of what you do, you're like, I don't want to do that. Like it usually leads to bad stuff. Like it makes you feel good in the moment, But like, even if you win a fucking fight in the street, you never feel good about that shit. It's like people can cope and be like, oh yeah, you do. No, you don't. Even if you win, you're sore, your hands are fucked up, you feel bad, you might have a case coming. It's not. It's never a good situation. It's bullshit saying that it's a good. It's not even good if you win. It's better if you win, but it's not even good if you win. So sometimes you just think about the repercussions of the things you do, and because I know a tendency that I get mad quickly, I try just to not do that. So I put active focus to not do that. And then with the debates and stuff, now I've limited myself too much. Now I'm like, no, you need a little, like the little rage. You need to pull that little trigger on the rage so it deflates a little bit and comes back out.
Yeah, I'm hoping to quit smoking while I do this. Um, Not today, but I think that might make me wonder why certain people are watching. Like, I love this because I don't take any of it personally. At the end of the day, if someone burns a bridge with me, then they burned a bridge. But if someone says something to me and I don't like it, then it's like, whatever, dude. That's just your opinion, right? Like, they can believe whatever they want to believe. I'm just here to debate, and I
Well, that's a. I've said this about you in the past. Like fucking people, one thing I'll give anybody credit for. I even said that about Marilyn the other day, and then everybody's like, "Oh, you're simping." I'm like, "No, dude. There's a difference when you give credit where credit is due. Like same thing with Marilyn, same thing with you. Y'all can take a lot of shit. Y'all could take a lot of shit and you stay in the pocket. So, and as somebody that like I said, fighting and shit talking, respect to that. Respect to anybody that can fucking stand in the pocket and take it, because most people can't.
I
Most people are good at keyboard warrioring, but sitting and actually taking the shit like in a debate and just taking it, that's not easy. So I'll give credit to that,
I actually like
and
when
not
someone
losing your mind.
proves me wrong on something in a way that can convince me, because that's where I learned something. And even if it's like they don't fully convince me, but they've caught me
No.
on some sort of blunder or something like that, well, then now I have to improve on that and learn where I went wrong and how not to be wrong again. um, and this is why it came
Well,
back to, are like people mad at me because I'm right or wrong? Because I swear to God, I am as open as it can be to, not just like hearing why I'm wrong, but improving on it. But I think it also
yeah,
probably takes a lot of effort for people, and that might be frustrating for them.
but Mal, also it's sometimes, also it's sometimes. Listen, we're all not good sometimes at listening, but you haven't been great at that on panels, and I've even told you this, right? Sometimes like you got to be careful, like spurging out and shit. You spurg out sometimes, and like I said, I understand it happens if you get shit flung at you, but that does optically look bad. You understand that?
I mean, it's what the people want. That's the only issue. Maybe
Yeah,
if
but I mean, no, no. There's. So, do you know what the interesting thing about that is? I'm gonna tell you something now. So, yes, Cameron, exactly. No one wins in a fucking street fight. The only actual win that happens in that situation is if you were actually defending yourself or somebody, is you didn't die. Because that's the reality of that. Like people fucking think fights are like games or something. I don't understand that, like there's rules or something. No, dude, it's different if somebody's going to come in at you trying to fucking kill you or coming with a knife or something. It's a different situation. People don't understand that. So no, nobody wins when that happens. It usually ends badly. Like it's not fucking movies where nothing like you walk away in a perfect fucking tuxedo without dust on you. It's the end. It's usually not good. It's usually bad, and you feel like shit, and everything's bad. Yeah, so not great. Um, but I just want to quickly, William, I'm going to check that out now. I'm going to see what you just did. It's good to see. But yes, what the people want, Mel, that's the point, right? Is you think it's one thing, but it's not necessarily one thing. So, good example, look at YouTube, right? There's multiple things like just with content that people like to see. So you can kind of say to yourself, well, I guess the people want me to be a lolcow. Well, it's or be angry or fucking be smart or whatever your thing is, right? But it doesn't mean you couldn't be funny or do another thing that they might also want. Like it's not just one thing that the people want, right? So you don't have to pigeonhole yourself into to some kind of stereotype, right?
I never said I was doing that. I think what you're confusing is that I'm in an adversarial space, right? I'm the leftist in a space that's dominated by Christian nationalists. If I'm trying to be as accurate as possible, you may disagree, but I just think that I'm trying to be as good faith here. And because of that, it's really hard for me to actually have a pure victory, right? If somebody's already annoying everyone here, and then I clown on them, of course they're gonna like that. But if we're talking, like, if we're being real, if I win a debate against Speakeasy, there's going to be a lot of people who focus on the negatives, not the positives, just because of the nature of this space. That's what I've learned personally. And because of that, I've learned I'm never going to be the baby face in terms of kayfabe. I'm going to always be the heel. And sorry, my God, my throat is rebelling against me while I talk about this. Maybe I'm wrong.
Dude, you need to get a drink in between the bong rips, bro. What are you doing?
Yeah, no,
what are you doing,
you're
bro?
right. I keep forgetting.
Yeah, it's the fucking dry mouth, bro.
It's my throat. I get a lot of mucusy type stuff, but I think
Dude, don't say that on this. Don't say that on the stream.
I
Don't
think
say
people
that.
here. I think
Nobody wants to hear about that.
phlegm. I like the word phlegm.
Okay.
Phlegm.
Phlegm's fine as long as we're talking about phlegm. All right.
But I think, you know, I gave here people what they were ultimately demanding for, which is that I be a heel, and they couldn't handle it, which says more about the audience than me.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's something. What's interesting is we'll have a discussion about it. Let's quickly pause, and then I'll
Okay.
come back with it, right?
Sure.
With that. So, William, dude, thank you so much. William coming in and securing the first hour extension, dude. Thank you so much for that, bro. William is a legend. He goes extend this idiot stream. So I appreciate that. So maybe even Will is in some way finding some entertainment from the discussion, right? No spurging out happening, none of that.
I thought this is
So
where Will would start muting me again, to be honest.
you just need a you just need a if you respect Uncle Will, he's interesting. Just don't get on his bad side. That's what people it's just not
Well,
get
no,
on his bad
here's my
side.
thing, though, right? I don't play favorites here. Nobody is safe from me. That's the thing. It doesn't matter if you've given me
No,
$1
that's
million.
true.
It doesn't matter if you're Sarah the Raging Tomato and I'm on your panel every other day. I am going to be
Yeah.
brutally honest with you about what I think, because I think one of the worst things in this space are brown nosers who play favorites.
No, I know what you're saying, but firstly, right? Hold on. I agree with you. Yes, everybody should be treated the same. So I do understand that. I'm just more making a joke like that, like Williams the boogeyman.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, Williams just another person in chat, obviously.
No,
You
he's
know, like
probably he probably is at least a demigod with how much money he gives us. He's not getting that money from nowhere.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's I mean, William's a big fan of the show. He supports the channel, any of that. But even with me, I always try to make everybody, even if you just here and you come and watch a lot, right? You don't have to spend money for me to appreciate the people that just come to all the streams, and even if they just engage in chat and talk, right? All of that helps the channel. But so everybody in my eyes, I kind of want to see everybody in the same way. But yes, obviously, without people that send in donations and actually monetarily support the show, nobody would have a show. So more in a hierarchy sense, yes, they get appreciated a little bit more in the sense of they become mods and stuff. It's not necessarily the case, but that's how it initially started. Is just they kind of get proxy respect because without them there would be no show for anybody, right? That's
So
just how hierarchy works
so
in
I
a
have
way.
criticisms here, but I also recognize that this is your channel. You're going to run it however you want at the end of the day. So it's merely just constructive criticism, where I
But
think
not anymore. Like I said, now, because I also learned that can have pitfalls. Now,
sure.
even if you spend a lot of money, it doesn't mean you're going to be a mod, right?
That's all I was going to say.
You can't
Is
like
that's
buy.
giving people
You can't.
power.
No, you at the start I did that before we had
Sure.
memberships and that kind of stuff. It was kind of a mark of this person is a legit person in the chat. But I have taken spammers away from some people. Some people don't even come to the channel anymore, right? So I'll take a spammer if somebody doesn't come for months now that I haven't seen them or something. I'll take it away. So now, no, it doesn't work like that anymore. It's, you could just be a chat person coming to all of the streams and engaging a lot and whatever, and just be helpful to the channel and never spend a cent, and maybe could make you a new mod. It does, you can't, and people that spend money doesn't necessarily mean that they become a mod either.
Yeah, fair enough. I was just gonna that was gonna be my criticism is all is that like I can immediately see that being an issue with people having power but not really like vetting them and how they're gonna use that power.
Ultimately, the problem becomes this, right? Let's say somebody gives you, so this is what you need to think about, right? Like OnlyFans. So this is what puts the YouTuber in a predicament, right? Is now somebody gives me $200 and they just
Chad,
make chaos in my chat and they go, I want a fucking range or any of this. Now there's this expectation that, so if you implement that, now it becomes an expectation, and then it becomes, I have money so I can misbehave. And that's not cool to the other people that are also still supporters. This isn't paid to play, right? This is not a fucking gotcha game. It can't run like that. That's just a fucking mixture for chaos to occur, right? It's like if some dude has a lot of money and he just wants to fuck with your channel, like that precedent can't be set.
I've seen some people who have cultivated communities and then they do pay to play for like TTS, and that can be really funny, but only after you've cultivated that community to be funny and be kind of wholesome. You can't like just do it right out the gate. Yeah,
I came up here with a mop and bucket because this is getting really dirty.
By the way, folks, only $5 per minute. Only $5 for 5 minutes to mute Brick, because he's about to totally disrupt this conversation.
Well, I'll tell you what, you can get your hand in your pocket, son, right? And you can pay for it if you want.
I could. I'm broke ass though.
Well, couldn't you? Exactly, you're broke, so shut the fuck up. Anyway, how we doing, Melvin?
Who's that? Oh, you can't read. Oh, I'm sorry. I for a second I thought there was someone named Melvin here. My bad.
Oh no, that's just my nickname for you.
It's kind of. Can you come up with something more original?
Melon.
I haven't heard that one yet, so that's at least semi-original. It's unique.
Right. Yeah.
Well, technically, aren't melons? Wouldn't melons also be non-binary?
No, women have melons, so I wasn't going to give away why I'm okay with it, but you forced my hand.
Fair point.
Nobody forces your hand, right, Melvin or Melon? Sorry.
You're right. You're right.
It's melon now.
My bad for misfruiting you. You know.
Metal is Brick, and this is now Melon and Uncle Bentu Wong. Everybody's names get changed on this channel.
You've been too Wong for too long, you know, Melvin.
You've been too Wong. Yeah. You come here, you've been here too long.
Where you been hiding, you fucking furry little Furby bastard?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just working on IRL stuff. I've kind of developed like my own career path over the next 5 years, and I'm going to start a business. So.
Is that inland revenue?
Pardon?
And is that something to do with taxes? IRL?
Why are you asking? Wait, what taxes?
You said you were working on IRL stuff. I mean, what's that?
In real life?
Dumb it down for me. You know British.
Yeah, I want to start an in real life business, not an online business. So I've been.
Mal's trying to be productive member of society.
Yeah.
Don't make us laugh.
Okay.
Seriously.
I mean, I'm right. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, and if you want to,
not just talk shit online.
You don't even know what my business is going to be, so for you to laugh at it, it's just I don't know. I think.
Well, I'll tell you what. If people don't know what your business is going to be and what it's about, how the fuck are you going to get any clients?
Oh fuck.
Well, they're certainly not going to be you, so I don't need to tell you about it.
Right. Can I be honest with you, Mel?
In fact, distancing my online persona. In fact, Bricky, Bricky, I gotta point this out. Distancing my online persona and all of you people from my business is probably better for my business than advertising it.
That's a fair point. You don't want Bricky involved with your business. That's a fair point. I get it.
I mean, I could actually, I might have a use for a bricklayer, funnily enough.
Unless it's a bricklaying business.
Yeah,
Brick, you're gonna come lay bricks on the Fox, bro.
Yeah,
not
there
laying
would be
bricks.
some constructing of structures for like water flow causeways
Well,
and
I
stuff.
tell you
so-
what, look here, you go to Home Depot and pick up some Mexicans, because I ain't fucking bending over and laying bricks.
Oh, we don't
going,
use
yeah,
Mexicans here. We use our natives.
Well, I'm not native. I'm British.
That's a half joke. I think it's partially true, but I don't think it's as true as America how they use immigrant labor. No, we use Indians here, right? That's right. We use East Indians.
Whoa, Melon. You cannot say that no more, man.
Oh yes, I can, because they're from India.
You're a lefty. You're a liberal lefty. Fucking.
Oh yes, I can. I can still call people from India Indians.
So do you still call retards?
No, I usually come up with
Why?
a much better criticism of the person I'm trying to criticize instead of using thought-terminating cliches.
But it is a word to describe.
Why is it a cliche? It's such a fun word, dude.
Because you
Don't
can
be
use
like
it to
that.
criticize. You can use it to describe any criticism. Like, this person's retarded for sounding stupid. This person's retarded for spurging out. This person's retarded for not saying the thing I wanted them to say.
But
Like,
they're all relative to someone doing something stupid, isn't it?
it just shows that whoever's
Better
saying
than
it,
saying somebody's.
it just tells me though
better-
whoever's using it is only taking the path of least resistance in their mind.
Well, it's better than saying somebody's intellectually disabled. That's a lot of words, you see.
Well, then, yeah, but here's the thing: the more syllables you put in, the more likely that criticism is to actually land.
But I don't. This ain't Shakespeare. I'm just trying to make somebody's feelings hurt.
I'm gonna make this space
Fuck.
goddamn Shakespeare. Okay, we're gonna be talking Victorian English overnight, and everyone's gonna be like,
Vicky's
"What
bad
happened?"
at regular English. Don't do that.
Listen, I haven't came up yet to be fucking offended by you, right? Okay, Chris. That's Thursday, right? Do that Thursday.
Are you coming Thursday? Can I tell Uncle Tony?
Yeah, well, I might not now, because you've been fucking very. Because Melon, he's very mean to me, very mean to me.
Oh, I haven't even started
He
yet.
has a lot
Shit.
of complaints that I bully him a lot. Apparently, allegedly.
Yeah, there's a lot of ribbon going around from what I can see.
Yo, Jeremy, what's up, buddy? You're a retard, Bricky.
What does that mean?
I'd rather you.
Wow.
What retard? Well,
Wow.
basically, if you look in the mirror, right, Melon, you'll see one. Okay.
Can you
Look up the
use
definition
can you
of
use a word
dictionary.
with 3 syllables to in that sentence?
What's a syllable?
Okay, well that answers my question. So we're good. We're all done here.
No, well, tell us what a syllable is, and I'll use 3 of them.
Sure.
Come on.
A syllable, isn't that when you put the dry stuff in the bowl with the milk? That's syllables. You eat cereals in the mornings, right?
Wow, Chris, you should have workshopped that a bit.
Listen,
Isn't that a sexually
maybe I'm
transmitted disease?
retarded. Fine.
Syllable's an STD, isn't it?
Cereals.
Okay, so
I mean,
retardation is when you stretch a
cereal.
joke further than it can really go. Okay, cool.
Well,
I think
we're
we're getting
good.
somewhere.
Don't
Me
you?
and-
Listen, me and Brick are good at doing funny shit. Don't you calm down? Listen, we know
And
how
I'm
to
good at
funny
I'm
up
I'm
here.
good at dry, witty humor, which you fucking British derivatives should understand.
You're making Death Cat mad. You're making Death Cat mad.
Yeah, because
No,
look,
Death
the
Cat
fucking
loves
thing,
me.
Death Cat
All
wants to
cats
hunt-
love me.
I want to hunt. You look like you look like fox hunting, a big thing in Britain, right?
I would bet $1,000 that if Death Cat met me, that Death Cat would love me. $1,000.
No, Death Cat don't. Death Cat doesn't even like me. What the fuck are you
Well, that's
talking?
because
Death
you
Cat would
probably
not like you. no.
that's because you're not a cat whisperer like me.
If you ever went
Death
anywhere
Cat
near
sleeps on my head and doesn't like
Listen,
me. Don't you come with your nonsense.
You should
here.
not be
Death Cat
allowed
like
anywhere near
nobody, no
cats,
man.
especially their fucking ears, right? If you're whispering sweet nothings into cats' ears, Melon, right? You really need locked up.
I make people jealous with how much their cats love me more than them.
No
What?
chance. No chance, bro.
Have you
Every
got any
chance.
cats?
Death
All
Cat
the
would shoot
chances.
you, bro.
All the chances.
Death Cat
Death Cat
would shoot you,
me.
bro.
I'd fucking shoot you.
Dude, look here. Dude, don't make Death Cat to pop a cap in your ass,
Wait,
bro.
I thought Death Cat was a
Death
blue cat,
plays-
like a short-haired blue.
No.
Oh.
No, it's not a fucking. This is an avatar. What are you talking about?
For fuck's sake, are you colorblind as well? Well, take them fucking 3D glasses off your face, will you, Furby?
You realize that Blue-haired
Oh, yeah,
cats are
that's why
not
the cat
actually
looks blue.
blue, right, Bricky?
What?
Well, they're sort of blue, but you realize that they're not, like, blue-haired cats are not technically blue, right? They're gray.
So why'd you call them blue?
not?
Why'd you call them blue then?
Because I know about
Why
cat
is it
breeds.
Right. So why didn't you just call it by the breed instead of the colour, which isn't the actual colour of
The
it?
short-haired blue is the breed.
But it's
Short-haired.
not actually blue.
Okay, good one.
Right. I'm just using your logic against you.
Why
You're
can't you
trying.
change
You're
that?
definitely trying.
Here we go.
I'm getting better, aren't I, Melon? I'm getting better.
Fuck it.
We'll see with time. Time will
Furby
tell.
hunting. Dead cat's mood for Furby hunting season. You better watch out, bro.
I think I'm getting better at
Oh,
like.
dude.
I think I'm getting better at avoiding confrontation with how I respond to people.
Yeah, and you see, that's a good thing because Mel, I'm going to call him Melon now because I actually like this name. Melon, you actually can be funny, right? Okay, it's when you're irritating, you're so fucking irritating. It's like, honestly,
Yeah.
I
It-
accomplish.
it's like-
I tend to accomplish the goals I set out to achieve.
And what are they?
Well, it depends often on who I'm talking to. So if someone's irritating me, I might try to irritate them back, right?
Well, I can relate to that because I just like to irritate people constantly, me. But
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, you try. You try.
Yo, somebody got hit with the tart alarms. Tart alarm, dum 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 dum. Tart alarm, dum dum.
What is your business anyway, Melon? What's your business? What you selling?
I
What you
want
selling,
to.
Melon?
I want to offer a
Selling
turnkey
Bibles.
turnkey
Not
solutions.
selling Bibles online, Brick.
Wait there, Chris.
No, it's-
yeah, Chris. Let him speak.
I
let him
specifically
speak.
said it's not online.
Okay.
This is a touching grass business where I offer turnkey solutions to landscaping companies where I construct and maintain wetlands for their clients.
So you're gonna hire a lot of Mexicans.
Nope.
Mal's building wells for Africans, I think. I think that's what that is.
Well construction is also something I'd actually kind of like to get into, but more because it has
See, I
interesting
knew it.
implication for water table or aquifer management.
So you're basically gonna go out digging holes.
Do you know what an aquifer is, Brick?
Aquifer is not a credit card.
I thought it was like a water company. I thought they made water in bottles and sold it.
Isn't it a
I thought it was a
toothpaste?
slur
Isn't it a toothpaste?
for
A toothpaste, isn't it?
for Asian people. What?
No, it's a
I guess
toothpaste,
Aquafina is only a Canadian thing, so you probably didn't get that.
What do you mean we didn't get that? We'll own your fucking
Really?
arse, man, daft cunt. British have owned your arse forever.
Yeah, except
What,
you know
Canadians?
when we said that the king no longer rules here, and we'll give you like a what do we call her? The governor general, but like you don't actually get to tell us what to do in Parliament anymore. And
Nah, you guys, I think like Britain still controls you guys. That's what I heard.
oh, okay.
You have like the Queen on your money and shit.
I'm
That's
sure
gay.
non-Canadians love believing that.
No, right. So I'd
You know what we did with the British? We threw them the fuck out and put Mandela on our money.
Hey,
and
No,
that's
Listen,
you know
anyway,
what? Like,
right.
it doesn't bother me that other countries have lore about Canada. It's fictional, but it's it's cool lore.
What law do you have, for fuck's sake? Come on.
Well, beavers,
Beaver. Oh, you got beaver law. Beaver law.
very strong beaver lore.
What's a
Canada has
beaver
some of
law?
the best beavers ever.
Yeah, is this a euphemism for something else? Because beaver and Britain can
No,
be
no,
called...
Bricky.
Oh, yeah.
This stream is G-rated.
Ricky's
Okay.
thinking about pussy right now.
Nah, yeah,
Yes,
never.
I'm gonna get you, Bricky.
I don't
You
know
see,
how
that's gonna
cats came
shoot
into
you
this.
now.
I was talking about beavers, not cats. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Ah, you see. You see,
Just
this
a second.
is
Remember, Bricky's British. You can't be talking about beavers up here. You're gonna get him excited.
Oh yeah, they lost all their beavers, so now it really can only be a euphemism for something.
I don't
Did
think
we-
they have beavers. Did you guys ever have beavers, Brick?
No, they wiped
in
them
what,
out.
in what sense? Like beavers is in the animal sense?
Yeah, yeah, those.
I think they went with the dodos.
Yeah, yeah. Their pelts were too good for the British, and Britain was too small for their pelts.
Oh, bullshit.
Do you know what you guys did do a lot? Yeah, no, wait, no, it's fine. Well, you know what? Hold on. Yes,
Anyway,
exactly. See, that,
anyway,
see,
Chris.
Chad understands.
Chris,
What?
did you see my excellent attempt at a debate with the fucking legend.
When?
What? Well, on VK, mate. I got look
Was
at.
this? Were you on the hundreds, VK?
I was on before you. I got kicked off though because I went against Rob. They put us against Rob the bastards.
Oh, dude, I didn't see that, bro. I'm gonna have to go back and check that out.
Okay,
man.
I know
I'm
Bricky's
sorry.
having his
I
moment,
got
but I
there
have to
late.
respond to Organized Insanity. No, I'm not just making ponds. By the way, there's something called a constructed wetland microbial fuel cell, which is part of my design. And if you want to know how complicated it gets, just look up one of those.
Right,
Now
so
he's
you
gonna
finish?
make Troon's ponds with a lot
Look
of
at Mel.
hydras.
Melon.
Hydras.
Can you use a shovel?
Probably no, those are too hard. I can't. I could never figure out how to use a shovel.
Can you operate any form of plant machinery like an excavator?
I can figure it out.
Ricky, I don't know how shovels work because those fuckers never come with an instruction manual.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Right, of course they don't come with an
That's a fucking
instruction
problem
manual.
right there.
I also don't know what like a lever arm is, or how much I weigh. So
then,
I'll never figure it out.
how do you expect to dig a hole to get a well dug, right, without being able to operate even a basic shovel?
I was just gonna walk over the ground a bunch of times.
You're gonna fucking. I tell you what.
Yo, Marshall, you bastard. Carry on, Brick. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, if that's how you're planning on creating wells, then.
Well, have you never
So
seen the
be it.
thing where like somebody spins around really fast in the
What?
same spot and they go so fast that they drill a hole? That's all. That's what I was.
Oh yeah, Tasmanian Devil used to do
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
didn't
Yeah.
he?
Wait a second, dude. Does Canada have 10 to 15 million beavers? That can't be right.
It does sound like a lot,
Really?
but it also wouldn't
but
surprise me. Like we even have beavers here in southern Ontario, so we have a lot of space for them. Oh shit,
Ricky-
they're halfway towards outnumbering us.
Ricky's got that many beavers in his caravan right now.
Shh. You weren't meant to tell anybody about that, Chris. Fuck's sake.
And
We're
have
going to build a massive dam with them, right? So I've locked them all up, right, man?
Bricky, what's this I hear about you liking especially mature beavers? Like aged well, if you know what I mean.
I think she's talking about your wife right now.
I mean,
Maybe a bit droopy. No, that's too far. I'm sorry. I killed the joke there. Fuck. I'm much better at killing the joke than making the joke.
yeah. Can I be honest with you? It wasn't even really an insult, right? Okay, it wasn't even really a compliment either. But what is your point? As people age, things go south, and you, Melon, right? Okay,
Oh, yeah.
anything you have to go south, right?
I'm in
is already
southern
useless
Ontario.
now.
Yeah, I'm in southern Ontario.
Totally useless now.
I can only go south.
Ricky,
No.
there's a problem.
Which is what?
Oh wait, no. If
Catch
I'm in
us right
southern Ontario, then I can only go north.
Ah, that's not a problem. That's a pleasure. See? Now, I'm sure, right, Kat will have a few wells on her land, right? Okay, that wouldn't have needed a beaver or a Tasmanian Devil to dig them. So, Mel, your business idea, this plan you've laid out, I'm going to shoot loads of holes in it right now and just say, without Mexicans to dig these holes for
Like
you.
Death Cat.
Yeah,
Yeah, who's gonna dig the holes?
Did you know?
Actually, there's one. Wait there, Melon, wait there. You could employ Death Cat to shoot holes in the ground with a shotgun.
Did you know though that crayfish can make their burrows like several meters deep to like the actual like rock layer beneath all like the dirt and stuff? It's like they dig way deeper than I ever thought they could.
Have you not seen Hamas? They dig deep as well.
Yeah, I should ask them how they built tunnels.
Wow.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll probably tell me how I built tunnels. Okay, you can't just block me out entirely, you jerk.
No, you can't. You actually
Listen,
can.
Death Cat does what Death Cat wants to do. Okay,
I'm
have
pretty-
no control.
I'm pretty accepting of the shenanigans, but I would never do that to you, Chris. Come on.
No, it's fine. Calm down.
Maybe to
Hang on a
Bricky.
second.
Definitely
I
to
didn't
Bricky
fucking
if
moan.
he went on
I
cam.
didn't moan.
Bricky didn't cry about it.
Block me out because the shotgun's pointing your way anyway, Melon. So, block me out with Death Cat and the shotgun's pointing right at your fucking
I'm just
head.
saying though, Bricky, if you go on cam on
Wait.
one of my streams, I may have to censor it.
I can do it like that. Now what? Now nobody's here.
Well, I'm still on
Now
my stream.
everybody's gone home.
My stream can still see me.
Everybody's.
Oh, are you
okay.
streaming? Are you
Yeah.
streaming?
Yeah.
What should I porn bomb him?
No,
Can't.
you're gonna
Apparently
still
you
hurt
can't
my
right
channel
now.
if you do that, you asshole.
And also, I can
No,
just
don't do that.
Yeah, and also I can
That's
just
not gonna work the way you
I
think
can
it's
just get
gonna
rid
work.
of the
Don't do
window
that.
capture. Like
What if you blur my face out? Blur my face out on this stream, Chris, but leave it open on that stream. Will that work? Can we do that?
That's fuck. Brick,
I
you're so
literally
bad at
have it right now
technology, I don't
that if I
think we
press
should try
spacebar,
that.
my window capture goes away. For that reason.
Oh, nice. That's cool. That's good. That's convenient.
Bastards porn bombed me the other week, didn't it, Chris? The fucking cunts.
Again.
No, they let me.
Or was that the? Oh, the last one. Okay, yeah. That was messed up, bro.
They were trying to date the other night again as well, and I think it was the same account. Yeah, thick as fuck they are. But yeah, nah, Mel, I would never ever show my face on your panel, let alone on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you've got no problem of me showing my face on your panel.
It's more like I just don't want to risk deteriorating the intellectual quality of the space. But
Who the fuck is in your chat now that's intellectual? Come on, be honest with us.
Oh, Machine Lines for sure. And you probably don't think he is. I think he at least tries to be as Steelman.
Steelman. Oh, is that the one with the long hair?
Yeah. He looks like
Yeah, I
he
can't
looks like the
stand-
caveman from the
can't-
Geico commercials.
I can't stand him. I can't stand that.
He
cunt.
does look like a caveman. I will agree on that.
No, if you look up the caveman from the Geico commercials specifically, you'll be like, that's Steelman right there.
Yeah, I don't like him. I mean,
Maybe
he's on
not.
the list.
I'm
with,
probably
along
being a
with
bit
you,
harsh,
along
but
with you. Yeah, he's on the list with you. You're more entertaining in a sense, Melvin, right? Okay, but you're more irritating when you want to be. You can't. In fact, I don't know who's more annoying. Shit, you're
Who?
both.
The thing is-
Steelman and
Oh,
Mel.
do you,
the thing is, like I think
Steelman
most
or Mal?
people don't realize
Mal can be way more annoying than Steelman.
That-
Steelman
know.
just gets stoned sometimes.
A, I'm as funny as you want me to
way
be,
too much.
and B, I only put out what I get, right? So if you want me to be less annoying, you
That's
just
true.
have to be less annoying towards me.
Well, that's why whenever you've come up here, you've behaved yourself. It's usually when I see you on other panels that you're losing your shit completely.
Yeah, talking about losing that shit completely. What about Sarah? Eh? Mel?
I mean, she's the one who can't bury the hatchet over some small pickings, probably because I schooled her on the cisgender debate where she couldn't handle a word, and I was like, "You're silly for not being able to handle a word."
What do you mean? What do you mean by cis? What do you mean by cis?
Well, do you understand
I've
how?
got a
So,
couple
okay,
of them on the
Ricky,
arse cheek. I've got a couple on the arse cheek.
Ricky,
Cis
we're
is-
gonna have to start a lesson on prefixes here, right? So there was things called prefixes. You ever heard of like, what's a good example here? Like being pro-Trump or anti-Trump. You know what the pro and the anti mean in those words? They mean either you're for or against,
One's
right?
for, one's against.
So Trump would be like the thing that you can either be for or against, and the prefixes would be the things that describe what you are. If gender, you can either be cisgender, which means the gender you were assigned at birth, or transgender, which means a gender different than the gender you were assigned at birth. Now, that's not why these prefixes were created, by the way. They were in fact created by the Latins to describe anything
Your
that is
eyes
the
lie.
same as and anything that is different from.
So are these prefixes outside of the actual like scientific biology research? Because you like your science.
Oh,
and
biology.
physics. Right, I'm just asking you, Melon. Right? Okay.
I don't know how to answer
prefixes-
that because I don't know how a prefix can be outside of biological research.
Well, because when you're using the word cis and trans, right? Okay, to describe somebody,
Uh-huh.
it's like why would we need those if we already have male and female?
Well, when you accept that, like that women, for example, can be a category that someone can be a woman assigned at birth or a woman who transitioned into a woman, and you want to be specific because let's say I'm writing scientific literature about the process of transitioning, I want to compare cisgendered women to trans women, then I can do that.
So, how would you transition a man to a woman to be an actual woman? Like, not just put fucking nail varnish on it and let it grow long hair and wear a dress, right? How would
Ricky,
you?
I want to see something here quickly. Hold on. I want to see what's going on here for a second. I don't want to do this debate right now. Here.
Whether it's a graphic design layout or ancient monuments like the Parthenon. The Parthenon is a very unusual structure because it looks like a bunch of straight lines, but it's actually made up almost entirely of curves. The designers of the Parthenon knew that if the temple was made up of perfectly straight lines, it would look like the structure was sagging and it would feel too static. Every horizontal element of the temple curves outward, and the pillars curve inward toward the center. Even the columns themselves are curved. They swell outward in the middle a tiny bit. The structure wouldn't look right if the designers hadn't done this. This image exaggerates the Parthenon's optical corrections so they're easier to see. In reality, the adjustments are much more subtle. Even the column spacing changes. These columns at the corners were spaced slightly closer together compared to the ones in the middle. Designers understand how to create something that just feels right. Even if the measurements don't add up, they know that your brain tries to make sense of what it sees in very strange ways. So let's go back and see how this applies to the line of beauty and if this really is the most beautiful curve. In the 1750s, William Hogarth decided that these serpentine lines were the most beautiful because of the way they led the eye around in a continuous, almost figure-8 manner. What's weird is that Hogarth didn't really have any reason behind why this was the most beautiful curve. He just kind of decided it was true and no one really questioned it. His opinion ended up influencing art, design, sculpture, calligraphy, and even landscaping for several centuries. Now, I don't think he was completely wrong. S-curves can definitely be a great compositional tool. What I don't get is why he insisted that this specific line was the most beautiful. This is right around the time the BS alarms in my brain started going off. And it gets weirder. About 150 years later, American painter Henry Poor linked the line of beauty to the ideal curve of a woman's lower back. But here's the crazy part. Henry Poor actually changed the shape of the supposedly perfect line of beauty to make it match his vision of the perfect butt. If we overlay Hogarth's line of beauty on top of Poor's line of beauty, they're not even the same curve. And a century after that, scientists found that Poor's new line of beauty matched the optimal lumbar curve of a woman's lower back. This butt is supposedly the evolutionary ideal for pregnancy because it helps shift a woman's center of gravity back over her hips while she's pregnant. It reduces strain while bending over to forage for food. The idea is that we liked this curve because it signaled fertility. Now, at this point, I was really skeptical. I don't think these studies tell us much about aesthetics. What they do reveal is that if you give a man a research grant and a vague interest in beauty, he'll find a way to study women's butts. Here's the truth from a designer's perspective. Let's first address the obvious. Women's butts are three-dimensional, and the line of beauty is
this whole thing is now a discussion about like beauty and why certain things are beautiful and not. So this is kind of a discussion on like with objective beauty versus subjective beauty.
It's very poor posture, by the way. Very poor posture.
I did it. So now I like how the studies on the beauty goes from dudes studying women's asses. That's if we good thing that they're using their money on research well,
Well, yeah, I mean that is like a very representative curve of that woman's back there. What I mean, but to be honest with you, she's not really standing up straight, is she?
So have you guys ever seen brutalist architecture?
No, yeah, she's kind of hunched over. So let's see.
This is where the whole idea of a perfect curve falls apart. We live in 3 dimensions, not on a flat piece of paper. If I rotate the curve even slightly, it's a different shape. And if you sneak a quick look at a woman's backside, emphasis on quick, you little creep, the shape of that curve
you
depends
showed
entirely
it,
on
you
posture,
asshole.
motion, and your point of view. It's never static. When people compare the line of beauty to the curve of the ideal woman's lower back, which version are we talking about? Is she standing straight? What's happening with the lighting? What happens when she turns her body slightly? That curve is changing constantly. Trying to assign a universal rule to something that literally shifts with every movement is impossible. Car designers dedicate every waking moment of their lives to understanding how compound curves interact in 3D space. When some guy rolls in and says, oh yeah, just use this line of beauty, it undermines the rigorous training that so many professional designers go through. Making something look beautiful from one angle is difficult enough.
Number 7,
Making something
bro.
look beautiful from every angle in 3D space is almost impossible. If beauty were as simple as following a few rules, we wouldn't have so many ugly cars on the road. I have some car designer friends and you'll see them crouch down and bob their head up and down like some kind of weird owl. It looks really strange, but they're literally watching how reality bends across a curved fender. But this still doesn't address.
Well, and we still have ugly women, even though these curves are meant to supposedly come from them. They're still ugly. Some of them aren't even shaped. Like some of them look like an upside down fucking bowling pin.
Yeah,
some of them look like fucking traffic cones.
What about the women who find? Sorry, one sec. I swear to God, I drank water after I toked there. What about the women who find men's bodies to be beautiful in those curves? Right, like
which curves on a man's body?
Wow,
like their
butt.
butt.
You just bring up dudes. Yeah, that's gay. Whoa.
Well, I guess if a trans woman talking about men is gay, then we'll just stick with that definition, and it becomes
Yeah,
meaningless.
right.
So
Technically, well, we're not going to. So very quickly, because Chris is getting uncomfortable now, right, Melvin? So technically, a trans woman talking about a man's.
I just want to go piss quickly. I just want to go have a
wait, are you saying that there are no
talking about a man.
cisgender women out there
A
who
man
find a
talking
man's
about a
body
man.
attractive?
A man talking about how attractive a man is gay.
No, I'm even if that is the case, like there are plenty of cisgender women out there who go to like male strip clubs
there's
and see
plenty-
male
right,
strippers because they find that to be beautiful.
I'm gonna do the real thing, right? So when you say you mean there's plenty of real women out there.
I think your definition of real is being stretched to mean something like if like.
I think your definition of trans is being stretched.
Oh, okay. Based on
Just
what?
saying. Based on what? The fact that you have to use the word trans.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Cool.
Well, why aren't they just women?
I disagree with you, and that's just like an opinion, so I don't have to say anymore.
I know you do, and I actually respect that in you, right?
But you're still not addressing my point, which is that there are plenty of cisgender women who find male curves beautiful, right? So it's not just female curves, clearly.
Women that find men curves, like, yeah, because women
who go to.
I feel like
women who pay for male strippers.
I feel like this guy is trying to fucking make a point here, and y'all are looking far too deep inside the whiskey glass.
What is it? Structural integrity? It's architectural structural integrity.
Yeah, the point he's making is that it's more complicated, and if you look at like brutalist architecture, you probably don't think it looks good. I think it looks.
I hate brutalist is terrible, bro.
I think it looks amazing in black and white photography because it really brings out the features of black and white photography. And so it depends a lot on the context of the thing, too.
What to live in, dude. The environment living in a brutalist structure is... You don't want to live in that, though. Like, it's fine for photography, but you don't want to live in a cold, dark, fucking concrete room.
Most cities are not fully brutalist.
One of the best curves ever, right, okay, is an archway.
But that's like Soviet construction brutalist. Like, it's fucking ugly, dude. What do you mean? That's like communist fucking shit.
Well, first of all, you can't have curves in brutalism, by the way. Second, and arcs as well, Bricky. And secondly, the only reason they made the arc is because it was the strongest structure that you could actually put a hole through and not compromise the structural integrity of the building overall.
The only reason they made an arch, we call it an arch, right? Okay, but
yes, arch.
So we don't have with an arch, right? You don't have to have what you call like something like a lintel. It's called a lintel. Right, which would span the distance between the two.
Lentils carry the weight.
Yeah, but again, with an archway, the archway actually carries the weight because the pressure goes down and is dispersed evenly across both of them. But you can't do that with like fucking, let's say, a straight line without some sort of like structural support underneath it. You know, you couldn't have an opening with a straight like a doorway, straight line without some sort of lintel housing the structure above it.
It's worth noting that many arches are complemented with straight lines, still, just not structurally.
An archway is structural. That's the only purpose for it.
Right, but you can also put facades on them. You can put decorative bricks, and those are often using straight lines.
That would be for aesthetics. That would be for aesthetics.
Right, so most beauty is actually a combination of straight lines and curved lines used in a way that is aesthetically pleasing. Not just curves, as this guy's pointing out, and not just straight lines, of course. Nature, I would argue fractal patterns are naturally beautiful to us, like objectively beautiful. And you see those a lot in nature.
Where do we see the archway in nature, naturally?
Through, like, caves and stuff.
But
that's not a fractal.
It's formed naturally, isn't it? Is it formed naturally? Because an archway would be formed, for example, a tunnel, or a cave. If water's flowing through it and eroding it, and it eroded it, on that kind of like sphere where it had an archway, it would be structurally sound to a extent. But if it didn't, right? If it had a straight ceiling, once you span a distance, this is why when you go into gold mines and fucking opal mines and shit like that in like Australia, they have to have like support at certain points. They have to either leave pillars of like fucking rock in there to support it up, or actually put posts up in there to do that for them. But again, when you carve a circle, like you say, was the most structurally sound and that was because it was an arch.
Yeah, it's because all the members are under compression. Nothing's under tension.
Death
Another
Cat
way.
is so mad at you now, Melon. Right, I swear, you better say sorry to Death Cat right now because you're pissing her right off.
I'm not.
Okay, wait, we got a name change here. Oh, dude, and I just want everybody to know there's like 20 minutes or so left for the second hour, because we only have about 20 minutes left on the first hour extension. Thanks for nailing that for us. Hold on, William nailed the first hour extension. I gotta play him a tune. Hold on, you fuckers. I gotta play Will a tune first. That's the rule over here.
And then I'm allowed to rob the chat for the second extension.
I mean, you can.
I'm not gonna play the tune because I feel like it's not gonna be something everyone who watches my streams will want to hear. I'm kind of curious. Should I get into like the physics here, like moment arms, and how the force on the member increases with distance as like a multiple? So it's literally the weight of the member and all of its forces times its distance. So, or times their distance, I guess. Or is Brick just gonna like tune out and be like, "That's some bullshit. That's not how we design stuff." Even though I'm not an architect or an engineer. Oh, geez, he can't even find what he wants to play. It's like. I have some music I could play, but I don't have it queued up. Like, does Talk Studio not have the thing where you can, like, basically press a button and then something plays?
Nobody's asking you to comment on how I do this show.
Hey, Chris,
Nobody asked for
does
you.
Talk
Nobody
Studio not
asked.
have the thing, though, where you can press a button and then it, like, plays whatever stock stuff you have on hand?
Oh, no, I don't have, like, dude, I create, so each time I do this, I have, like, multiple folders, and I gotta flip through them, and I set up my episodes, right? So each stream you come to, the clips are for that show, and each show has new things. So I don't, like, there's no stream deck or anything. It's like each show is new things, and I basically almost never recycle the videos that I play. So there's always just new ones. I try to, like... So it's a lot of hours, okay? It's a lot of hours of going through things.
I just meant for like the super chat thing, because that is what a lot of other people seem to do. But if you have your own thing that I'm not going to tell you not to do it, you do you, right?
Oh, I didn't add the Chris part, dude. Yeah, no, I know. No, that would be easier. I'm the dumbass that does too much fucking putting too much effort. But
Whoa.
Yeah.
Don't you dance on yourself. Don't you start.
No, but I do it because I
me.
feel it's better.
Leave that to me.
No, well, okay, sorry, apologies.
We're not
But
perfectionists.
I do that because
We're not perfectionists,
Yeah.
but we're enough of a perfectionist to be underachievers.
Well, speak for your
I'm not an
fucking self.
underachiever.
I'm an overachiever,
I usually
mate.
work my dick off to overachieve at everything I do.
Oh,
So that's just me, but I'm making
that's-
more of a
okay,
joke
so maybe that's
that in
maybe that's
we
where we're
are
different.
there.
I just meant like underachieving
No.
in terms of like, you know, we have a certain stream in mind, and we want to do all these things, and we do end up doing so much that it doesn't end up achieving as much as we had
I
hoped.
never ever, whenever I do a stream, Melvin, right? I
That
never
was probably
ever
a
plan.
poor choice of words on my part. So
Never
I
ever
get the
plan a
confusion.
stream. This is why Chris never
understand what
tells
you're
me what
saying.
the fuck's going to happen before we do our streams, right? And we're at nearly 20 episodes now. 20 episodes. Who would have fucking thought me and him would have got through 20 episodes to finish the season?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's taken what, 8 months, 9 months? How many
Now
months
comes
have we
into the-
been doing
now
this?
comes into the
Rick,
technicalities.
Brick, I just looked the other day because I was going through the old stuff, right? So I just quickly like putting stuff into the playlist so it's organized. I guess nobody's
I
gonna
don't know
fucking
how
really go
important
back
it
and
is
go look at
to have
things. I mean,
this,
maybe
but
somebody does.
I'm
But
just gonna have.
anyways,
I'm gonna
dude, but
smoke
they're all like
while
behind
they have
memberships
their
anyway, so
little
you need a membership to
thing.
check out the oldest ones. And the higher
And,
tier
right now, I
get,
just
or
don't
the
wanna break my
older, the
setup by
older
finding
the
a song
stuff
to play
goes, the
over it.
higher your membership tier has to be. But I checked, like, dude, even the first lab episode, I didn't even know the unofficial first one, right? I started the lab episode, and then like 2 hours in, you and Jess jumped on, and you guys started yelling while I'm in the lab, and then we moved it, and it's basically like also like Chris's brick shit house. Like 2 hours in, and then I go in, and then we just start a normal stream. I was like, fuck, I forgot. That's why it's not the official first episode. You bastard. But that was like I said, 8 months ago, bro. 9 months ago.
Yeah, but listen, cream rises to the top, right? All good things come to those who fucking wait, right? Okay. And plus, I'm a lazy British bastard, right? I can't turn up on time most of the time, right? Okay. So you've put up with me this long. Like I said, going into season 2, we will have a break.
No.
We will have an off-season break, right? Where me and Chris come together and put our heads together. And
How long is the fucking? Why you want to do this break? How long is the break? We don't have production.
Well,
that
how
we
long?
gotta
How
do.
long did Ross and Rachel have on a break?
No, this isn't a fucking NBC show or fucking BBC fucking Big Black Cockroach show or whatever you guys have over there in fucking UK.
It'll only be a week or two max.
Fish and chips land.
It'll only be a week or two max, obviously, because it will have to have some more structure of it. Obviously, we need structure of the next season.
Okay, hold on. First tune for the first hour for William.
Thoughts are scattered, raining.
That sounds like Mel with his balls dropped.
Thanks for that, Will. Appreciate you. So yeah, if you guys want to hit the second hour, yeah, and let the show carry on.
I literally could. That literally did sound like very, like obviously a more masculine, like mature version of Mel rapping. Right? It was still like very, very piss poor rapping and feminine voice. You know what I mean? But it was more like, you know. I mean, Mel, you can. That's a compliment, by the way, Mel.
I found the beat to be very boring and repetitive. Like
I found the voice to be very annoying.
You guys are just a bunch of fucking hater taters.
Me and Mel agreed on something.
Yeah, you do.
It's very rare
exactly.
we agree on something.
Oh.
So just, you know.
Yeah, why don't you two get a fucking room and go be hater taters together and fucking play footsie and shit.
I'm not surprised we
Okay.
actually agree on music though, because you know he likes drum and bass.
Rick
as
doesn't
well.
know dick about music. He doesn't know anything about music.
Yeah,
Rick's never even heard a song.
you're a bit confined to the drum and bass genre with your taste, and that's you know that you do you again. But other than that, like I can see why Bricky likes drum and bass because I like it too.
Me, I'm not. No, I'm more techno, trance, hardcore.
Yeah, he's a trance, dude, and techno.
In fact, in
I like everything, by the way. It's not just drum and bass. I just prefer drum and bass.
Chris, literally, I had Chrissy, BBB, and fucking Jeremy the other night. I do these random streams, right? Okay, well, I have to delete them because I get copyrighted. Okay, I mean, it's just a normal thing for me. But I was playing like the music I like, and Jeremy, BBB, come up, right? And she created these fucking songs on it. It was fucking brilliant, mate. She just literally.
AI, me and the Gaber did that on Friday too. Dude, our songs were sick that we made.
I already appreciate human-made music far more than AI music. Just
too.
it existing makes me appreciate it more.
Dude, I started when we were doing the AI music. I started writing lyrics and rapping over the AI because the AI would give me ideas, and then I would just, I can. Dude, even the Gaber said I need to write shit. He was like, dude, you can write shit.
I can see.
So I was like, yeah, dude, I can. I never said I'm good at freestyling. I said I'm good at writing. I've won awards for my writing stuff that I've done, dude. I wrote stand-up poetry and I've wrote lyrics when I was in a band, bro, and I sang
I
as well.
I wrote a shopping list the other day, right? But I didn't get half the things on it. So what does that mean?
Well, it you know, did your notes to go buy fucking baked beans and shit have any kind of good rhyming patterns? Was there structure to it?
No, I didn't actually write the shopping list. Okay, I'm lying. She wrote the shopping list. Okay, and I still didn't get half the things on it. Okay, so I have to be honest, I do.
So
But I did get other things that weren't on the shopping list. See, I got things that weren't on the list, right? So
make a rap song about it. I want to go back to what we were talking about with like the using arches and stuff like that. Brick, what you're talking about actually has
Oh,
to do with the
shit.
fact that you can't make really wide buildings without support beams because as your
Holy shit.
horizontal beam gets longer, you literally multiply the amount of downforces by their length from the center support, right? And so every foot longer you have is multiple times whatever weight your beam is
So
supporting.
you span between the 2 points, okay? Basically, the distance between the two spans, which would be let's
Ricky.
say, what?
Bricky, hold on. I have to interrupt this, bro. Wait, hold on. Look here. Wait, I gotta show you this. Hold on. You'll oh shit. Fuck, I deleted Brick. Sorry, Bricky. My bad, wrong click there. Hold on. Okay, so to Bricky, look at this shit. Because it was done on Ko-Fi, it's only 40, right? For an hour, because it's 50 on YouTube. So obviously, if you do it on Ko-Fi, PayPal, or Streamlabs, it's 40 because YouTube takes your money. So if you don't give it to YouTube, you save the money, right? But look at this, bro. Look at this shit on the screen.
It
We'll
hasn't
just
even started yet.
He just did a saint, bro. That's not just a legend is one. He just did a saint and did a double hour extension on the next one with Uncle Tony, bro. What the hell, William?
With that, it's William for season 2, episode 1.
Oh shit, season 2. Oh, that's the first day. Okay. That's not for the one with Tony. Dude.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like William does this all the time.
That's the next one.
He forces our hand, right? And if it wasn't for William being an absolute fucking legend, right? Okay,
Holy shit, man.
I don't understand why people actually pay to watch us two fucking talk bullshit, Melon. I really don't. But obviously,
we try and make it funny at least, and then I bring videos, and you just fucking show up, and you haven't even done your makeup, you ugly bastard.
well, I did try that one time, but I just looked worse, didn't I? So we just agreed that I wouldn't.
Yeah, you look like a cheap fucking sharmuta prostitute. That's what you look like.
Again, you are scared of clowns, right? Okay, and my makeup did resemble a bit like.
I'm not scared of clowns. I do a show with one every week if he shows up. What do you mean? Fucking clown shoes over here.
Bastard jealous shit to drink there.
Ricky, I would walk a mile in your shoes, but I can't fucking run in clown shoes. You see what I'm saying? It's a problem.
I bet you I can run in high heels better than you.
Fuck no. I can walk on stilts, bro. There's no way you're beating me in high heels.
Are you really flexing about being able to run in high heels? Like, first of all, how do you know?
Listen. Yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, I'll challenge his ass.
And I'll bet you I'm better than you.
Shit. This is what men do right here.
Competition is.
There's a fucking competition right now. This is what
I'm gonna fucking win.
No fucking way, bro. Do you see what the problem is? I'm gonna pick better high heels than you're gonna pick, and I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna pick the fucking Nikes of high heels. You're gonna pick cheap ones from the flea market, and your heels are gonna break, and I'm gonna laugh at you.
My calves. Listen to me again. My calves look so much better on high heels than Chris's. Right, okay, and he knows that.
No, I got big ass calves, bro.
See what I mean? Bro. You see how we can turn this shit gay as well, right? It's not just.
Listen, I used to skate, bro. The only thing I ever got compliments on was my calves. Okay, don't have big arms or nothing, but I got big calves because I used to skate. So fuck.
Was that by the men? Would the men come up to you and go, because you've got your long hair, you've got skates on your calves out, It's like. They came up and then
skateboard. I'm not saying I used to do fucking roller derby. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, all I'm gonna say on this though is like I'm not taking advice about what a real man is, especially if it's in competition and how to do competition, unless you've seen Kenny versus Spenny from beginning to end.
Kenny versus Spenny is legend, dude.
because
Kenny versus Spenny.
because
that's fucking awesome.
That is the pinnacle of male-oriented kind of like bet-based competition.
I wear more like Dumb and Dumb Ours too, honestly.
And Kenny Hotz is a fucking comedic genius.
hold on. Yeah, no, Kenny and dude, that was a good ass show. But hold on, I need to fucking bust out something special from this now for William.
Fucking right.
Oh
With
shit.
absolute
Okay.
legend.
Dude, yeah, hold on. No, I gotta play some stuff. Wait. Hold on. Dude, I have drum solos. Shit, I have. Wait, I have. I prepared for this show.
Right,
I
we
did prepare
believe
drum
you.
solos.
Just calm down, Chris. Deep breaths. Remember how I told you?
Shut
In
up,
through the
shut
nose,
up.
out through the
Shut
mouth.
up, Rick. Shut up.
don't
That's
look
like
directly
4 now
at
I
the
gotta do.
camera.
The
Don't
best
look
part
at the
about
camera.
I have to do
captioning,
like
the
4
best
now.
part about captioning a drumming video is that all you have to put is drumming in the captions.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, well, we're gonna have to build this up. So what I'm gonna do for you is, gonna have to build this up. So we're gonna start
The
with
original look.
Ooh, that one there, that one in the middle, that one in the middle.
so much. Yeah.
See, that's very easy to do when you've got pop.
No, dude, that's
If you've
solid
got pop,
right there,
that
right?
one in the middle, that one in the middle. Chris.
Wait, I'm gonna do that one now for William. We'll do a thought one too.
Yeah.
But I need to give him 4 right
If this
now.
is gonna be a goon stream, like I can make my day be slightly more productive. I'm
Listen,
not really
this is-
gooning
this is
lately.
Listen, I don't goon either. This is a respect stream. Hey, listen, fucker, you should be happy that I'm playing female drummers on here. What the fuck? I'm being inclusive.
No, it makes me
Calm down.
jealous.
I'm gooning shit.
It makes me jealous
Yeah,
that
it's not
they're so
gooning
pretty.
shit. I'm being inclusive.
What we didn't
That
see,
was
what we
solid.
did, what we
Drum
didn't
and
see
bass,
on that,
bro.
what we didn't see on that clip, right, was when his mum came through the door, said, "With
Yeah.
Junior, you better stop banging on fucking drums, boy."
Bricky, I'm not gonna play the one that you said because now Mal fucking coming with her gooning shit. So I'll play one lady,
No,
and it's not because
no, quick, come, that you know which one I'm on about. Go back down.
the middle one, this one.
One there.
Okay, fine. For you, I'll do it, but this one's better. But it's not because of how.
The thumbnail's what got me. The thumbnail got me.
Stop making everything about sex, damn it. It's about the fucking. I wouldn't choose it if they weren't playing a song I like.
I just like the length of the drumstick.
Happy Pat. He cat gets it. Damn it. It's fucking Queens of the Stone Age, bro. It's fucking songs for the dead, dude.
Oh my god, close your mouth. Why can't she close her mouth while she drums?
I don't know, and I don't know why she's doing this with her
leave
head.
that fucking woman's
I don't know
mouth
why the
alone.
fuck she's doing this with her head. I don't like
I mean, that
either.
could just mean you're jamming. But okay, so do you ever notice how
No.
women make eye contact with the camera while they drum and men don't?
Yeah, but that's because they're being
can multitask.
e-whores, bro.
No, it's actually a thing that's been studied. Men like
Well,
it when
they're trying to get people.
men like
fucking
it when
into their
women make
OnlyFans
eye
or
contact with it on average more, and women like it more when
Yeah.
men don't make eye contact with it. They find it more attractive.
Okay, but okay. Anyways, done with that. This now to finish it off with. Thank you, William.
Pick up the dogs.
Do the double bass.
Double kick.
Happy to do that.
Let's go. Thank you, William. And by the way, Brick, William's not happy that I played the one that you chose. William, Brick had to be able to choose one, okay? That's just
Wait,
fair. He's
hang
co-host.
on a second. Hang on a second, yeah, right.
Yeah,
William.
Brick, your co-host. William doesn't even want you to choose one of the fucking four.
Well,
That's
to be
rude,
told,
William.
to be
That's
totally honest
rude.
with you, I think you're the one that played it, right? I asked for it. It's your fault, right? So I agree.
No, I have
with
to
you.
listen to you. You're my co-host. I have to
I'm
listen
not
to
not
you.
tonight. I'm not tonight. I'm not. You
Yeah,
played it,
I'm your
I agree with
co-host
you.
No.
tonight. Just kidding.
No,
I
no,
agree
no,
with
no,
William.
no.
You shouldn't have played it, right? That was fucking very disappointing, Chris.
Wow, you're such a little fucking cock sniffer, aren't you? I'm just
Look,
taking
come on,
William's
mate.
side.
I know where my battles. I know when to pick and choose my
Wow.
battles.
How does
okay?
William's fart taste? Because they're clearly in your bong, which you're sucking on.
By the way, I know I hate to be the buzzkill, but it's not progressive when you're only watching E-Thoughts who are drumming.
What's an E-Fort?
Listen, I have limited time to prepare for these shows. Do you have listen? that
I will
was good
find you
quality.
the ugliest female drummer who's also very good at drumming.
And
to
get
ever
her if
get.
she's good, dude. I don't care if she's good. She can play.
I don't know. No,
It's just
I'll
you know
grant
what
you
the
this much.
problem
I
is.
don't know of any.
He doesn't get as many views as those chicks. That's a problem. So it's
I
harder
know.
for
I
me
get
to
you. I
find
hear
your
you. I'm just
Yeah.
fucking around.
I can
This is
only
my
use
dead-
the clips that I find. You
I'm
see,
like
if
the
I don't
clown.
find their clip,
I'm like the sad
Yeah.
clown, right? That's how I clown around.
See, I'm now agreeing with like the chat. I'm very disappointed in you, Chris. Why are you even listening?
oh,
to
you
me?
such a little fucking bastard, aren't you? Fine. Do I now got to give him another one? Fine. Now I got to make up for it. Fine. William such a fine. 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 Yeah.
Powerpuff Girls. Okay, I like this part a lot.
Yeah.
You've got to have some sort of ADHD.
Okay, let's be real. Okay,
Some
let's be
Slipknot
real
line
for a
shit.
second.
Listen, Slipknot.
Let's
I
be
fixed
real
it.
for a second. That was mostly high tempo triplet based D&B type drumming.
Yeah.
Which
But that guy's a good drummer, dude. He does a lot of weird drums.
I'm not done. I'm not done.
drum covers.
I need to get
Carry
my
on,
critique out there.
asshole.
Triplets.
Yeah,
Whoa! Who
You
the fuck
whoa.
died
You
here?
whoa the
You're
fuck
fucking
down.
king of the
You
field.
whoa the fuck down. So the only problem
Hey,
with
both you hoes, whoa. You both you hoes, whoa the hoe
little
down.
hoe, or I'll smack
The
you
only
in
thing
the
Ho,
is-
ho, ho, and we're almost at Christmas time.
the only problem
is
is
the
like
season
triplets are
to
basically like
delay.
the filler
What?
of intense drumming, right? Like you can just do triplets all day and night and it would sound really complex to anyone who doesn't do drumming. But there's also other things like quadruplets and 3.5 beats and stuff like that you can do.
Shit. Whoa, wait. Have you ever tried giving birth to triplets?
No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Well,
I
your
don't want
wife
kids.
couldn't give birth to triplets. You got four
I don't think
sons,
you can
but they didn't
try
come out
to
at the
give birth to
same time.
triplets, right? Like when you conceive, you can't be like, we're gonna have triplets.
Yeah, but what I mean is, you says that was basically, you made it sound like just like when you said triplet and then you went quadruplets. It was like, I mean, instantaneously, I just thought myself, well,
Yeah,
come on,
I get it.
that-
You're not
that-
musically inclined. It's when you do 3 beats in a row really quickly, drumming.
He fucking got your ass.
Oh, he did, right? I let him have that one.
Can you explain the joke for me?
Nah, I can't.
I didn't think so.
I'm three.
He has already forgot it.
I'm 3 beats behind Mel.
It's just weird. Usually I can explain a joke, even if it kills it.
Why would you explain a joke?
Yeah, then it wasn't funny, right?
Well, just to prove that I actually got it.
Yeah, I got your joke. You didn't get mine.
Yeah, it's either
Well,
really
who's the
stupid or
fucking-
over my
who's
head.
the fake
Well, look,
fucking
it's either
fairy
really
little
stupid.
wow?
It's either too stupid to be funny or over my head, and I'm just trying to figure out which one it is.
Oh no, you didn't.
Bricky, I'm gonna give it like 5 more minutes if somebody wants to extend the show for the second hour extension. Otherwise, we're gonna.
How much is left?
So it's about 10 minutes. I'll give 10 minutes.
How much?
For the. It's at 0 right now because William paid to extend the fucking season 2, episode 1, right? So it's blank. It's at 0. So it's 40 on PayPal, Streamlabs, or Ko-Fi, and it's
Mel,
50 on YouTube.
Are you willing to have
YouTube takes 30%.
if we get this show extended, are you willing to have a fight with me, right? Or something to give these people some entertainment for, you know? Because
Why do you want to fight? You guys always fight.
no, we don't
Sure you
actually.
I'm
guys
about to
no,
fight with
no, we
Cameron
don't.
because tempo means work means nothing. Do you mean they slow down the tempo or speed it up? Do you mean their timing and actually hitting the beats of the tempo? Because if that's what you're
Now
complaining
you want to
about,
fight the chat people. Brick's like, I want to fight you now.
Tempo
Fox
means
wants to
speed.
fight chat
Tempo
people.
is a speed, right?
Yeah,
okay?
speed.
BPM, yeah, I know BPM. But here's the problem, right? Like
And what does BPM stand for? What does BPM stand for?
when he did the
What
double
does
time,
BPM
Beat
stand for?
battle.
when he did the double time
Beat
breakaway, when he did the halftime, it was halftime from something that was already double time technically, but it was a breakaway
What
that
does
made it
BPM stand for?
beats per minute. It was clearly very clinical, and his timing was perfect during there. And you can't do breakaways perfectly unless you're already having perfect timing.
Okay,
So
you explain
timing and
it. No,
tempo are two
timing
different things.
fluctuations.
This is
Yeah,
why. This
no,
is why. it
so
wasn't the
people
drum
often
this is why it
hear-
wasn't the drum solo,
People often
because
hear
you had all that music in the
3.5
background.
and 4.5 beats wrong, right? And I'm not saying that's what they're using there, but like sometimes, you know, if you're doing triplets, you have a half beat left over, and people will think that that's a timing fluctuation, but that's just how triplets actually work. So you need to step back and stop trying to do beat and realize that, you know, you can divide any BPM into an
can
infinite
divide the
amount
beat
of
up in the
subbeats,
multiple.
right?
You can divide one beat. You can divide
have
one beat
8
up into-
beats per BPM if you want to do it. That's an octet.
No. Beats per minute. Yeah, look, so obviously bars are built up of 4 beats, aren't they?
Yes.
No, that's only in 4x4
Well,
timing. That's only in 4/4 timing.
Yeah, well, it's generally, but it doesn't necessitate it, right?
Right. So then with that, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, bum 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 bum.
Yeah,
bum,
but you
bum,
don't
bum,
just
you
hit
have
the
that,
1,
right?
2s, 3s, and
Yeah, but
4s.
with that, hang on. Like for example, like reggae has the different like main beat. I think it's a 2 and 4. So like, you know, like dance with 1, 2, 3.
You can't
4,
describe
1,
better than
2,
that way. No.
No. So yeah, so that's so what you want about when you've got 3 beats.
don't
in a
just
bar.
hit the ones,
You never
2s,
have a
and
bar with 3
3s.
beats. Man, you've never got a bar with 3 beats. It's built with 4, 8, 16, and 32.
Yeah, music debate between Brick and the Fox. You better extend the show. I'm just letting you,
You
guys
don't just
know
hit
that.
the 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s, Brickies. You also it's for example, if your timing is 4/8 or something like that, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and or 6 no 4/8, yeah. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
1 and 3 are the main. 1 and 3
And
are the main.
then I'm not done. There's also 3/4, which is 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a
That
2
would
and
be
a
2
3
and
and a
4.
4 and a
2
1
and
and a
4.
but the beat there, do you hear the 1 and a? The and a are also beats there that you play in between the numbers. So it depends heavily on what your timing is what the point we're
So
making.
then this is where I'll slightly agree with, right? So when you're playing noise of a noise, right? Let's use in between a beat, and it's out of sync, right?
Sorry, 2/4 and 4/4. I got the timings way off there. The 1 and 2 and 3 is 2/4. The 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 is.
So it's 1 and 3, 2 or 4. It's either 1 and 3 or 2
No,
and 4.
you can have 6/8. You can have 9/4. You can have 7/8.
Oh, fuck.
Right, so you would have with a 6 over what?
You can have 6/9, 9/6.
6 over net, right? So
Nice,
where
right?
would how would that compile
You
into
can
a
have
4 beat
okay.
bar?
Here's one for William. You can have 6/7. Sorry, what were you asking, Breaky?
I don't know. You've applied a load of math into this now, and even Chris.
That's
is
what
Oh,
music
Breaky's
is.
terrible
Music is a
at
bunch of
math.
math. Whole
Yeah, but
steps.
when
in-
you say 6, when you're saying 6 over 7, look, the music is built up of bars, isn't it? Bars,
Yep.
beats, right? Okay, and you would have
Well,
them.
no, beats.
like,
Beats make up the bar.
Right. Okay, so your bars are built out of 4s, aren't they? Now within
No.
one beat,
Because if
1, 2, 3, 4.
if we're doing
1,
2
2,
over
3,
2,
4.
which is 1 2 1 2 1 2, then it's only 2 beats.
What? It's only 2 beats, but you would have it multiple. It would be at least twice. It would be 2 times that. So if it was 1 2 1 2, that would be 4. 1 2 1 2 would be 4.
And if you did 3/3, you would never hit 4 at the end of the bar until 12.
You would never hit 3 over the bar, right? Right, but you'd hit 16, or wouldn't you? You'd hit 16.
No, you'd hit 12. But you would have to go through 3 bars or 4 bars to do that.
Yeah, my math is way off there.
And you'd be playing 12 beats per bar at that point. Or sorry, you'd be playing 12 beats over that time.
I'm like, right, so Mel, look, you know when you look at, like, for example, reggae music, right, okay, and then dance music, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know how you've got, like, a four bar loop, right, okay, it's 1 2 3 4. You've got the 1.
I think reggae is normally 2/4.
It's 2 and 4, because dance and trance is 1 and 3. 1 and 3 is like hardcore dance, trance, like right now, stuff like that, right? And reggae would be like the 2 and the 4, right? But what music is built up of 3 beat bars? You know, like it's always a four barred beat,
Like
4 beats in a bar.
Blues, a lot of rock music actually does 3/4.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but are they not all built up based up on like because it will go like
It's common.
4 8 16
Ricky,
16
they're not
and
all
32.
built on that. It's very common that they are because
So,
it's more
so
complicated.
Bricky, think about this. You have a genre of metal called math metal, which is all about kind of breaking through that and strictly just following math, like basically mathematical equations to how they
Right.
construct their music.
So again, is this not? I'm genuinely asking the question now, seriously, because I know
Mm-hmm.
both of you are thinking about me. So is music not built up of like 4 8 16 and 32 beats? When like if you're gonna mix music
It's
together.
easier to
you know,
mix
like-
music like that because it's very easy to count those 4 beats. If I do something like 9/4, it gets a little bit more complicated.
Yeah, but that's when you would have to be able to recognize that something. Like
Yes.
for example, if a dance tune can drop 4 beats, so basically you get like 32 and then it drops 4 beats in and then it starts again at 1. So it's adding 4 beats to it, which aren't actually going to help you like to mix it, right? It's going to be out of sync, like out of sync technically. So if you want a baseline to finish and a breakdown like to start, you know, you would normally have it mixing it like 1. You would drop the beat in, you drop that record in at 1, right, and start
Sure.
mixing it from the beat 1.
Or at the 4,
right?
depending on, yeah,
No,
sure. I hear what you're saying. No,
Yeah, because obviously some tracks you have like you get the 32 or whatever, and then it's like it gives you 4 extra beats, and then it starts again.
yeah,
you
no,
know,
I
and
hear what you're saying. I
recognize
hear what you're saying.
rock does
Yeah.
that a lot. Rock does that a lot.
Because
It does.
they'll end most of the instruments that are playing will end their cycle of whatever loop they're in at the end of that 4 or the beginning of the 1. So it's tomato, but yeah. And the thing is like most dance music is 4/4, so you can pretty much use that as a general rule of thumb and be fine for DJing it.
But I used to get thrown off a lot, Mel, because what some records, right? Okay, when I was first starting, I would have like you would get you would think the 1 beat's coming in, you would drop it in, but then it would go boom, dun, 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 and it would be 4 beats added, right? Okay, which wouldn't be. It would just be like there, right? So it would 32, then it'd be 1 2, and then it would have to start again for you to mix that and correspond.
There are no hard and fast rules about how to do it, just things that are more like conventions. Like, so what you're looking for is like the convention, and then sometimes artists will try to do things that break away from convention, right?
And it's a pattern. It's basically a pattern, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know, that you're looking at. Again, this is what I'm saying. So you recognize a pattern, and like some people will drop it in and just think, oh, this is 1. But like, no, not knowing that, like that, they're going to end up being 4 beats out, you know, if they haven't like waited for that 4 beat hold. So you have to wait for it and then drop it back in. Again, predominantly with dance music.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, not very big on the rock music mixing. I've never
It
mixed
doesn't
rock
work
music.
well. No, that's a good point. DJing rock music is kind of weird.
It would be difficult. I could see that be difficult. Like, I mean, maybe the fade in, fade out. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, it's not my forte. But
yeah, it's worth noting
Anyway,
that you normally don't see 32s or 16s as like your denominator, only because it makes more sense just to say like we're just going to increase the tempo at that point. And if we're doing 8 32s, well, that's the same as 1/4, just at a 4 times the
Yeah,
tempo.
but it's normally, Mel, what it is normally is like when you look at a record, for example, of an actual vinyl, right? Okay, you can see the dark spots and the light spots, right? Which again, basically, the light spots would be where the song breaks down, right? And
Sure,
technically,
energy,
you know,
kind of like
and depending on what BPM is like 33 or 45, You know, if you're playing one record that's a 33 BPM, like 30, on the 33 scale of your turntable, and one's on your 45, depending on the tempo and stuff like that, you want to be dropping a record in on a 1 beat, right, where it finishes on a 1. You know, and
Are you okay? Are you maybe getting confused with the point that like BPM is technically independent from the timing? It's the timing that depends on BPM. So BPM tells me how many bars I'll play per minute, but the timing I have can't tell me how much BPM I have. Also, Chris, we can't hear you.
That just dictates the speed at which the song is playing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
the speed of the tempo of the song.
But what I mean is that what me and Mel are arguing about, well, not arguing, having a conversation about is, and this is very rare we have a conversation, dickhead. Right, okay.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's how it works. If you just talk normally, we can actually have conversations.
Normally, you would have like your 4, your 8, your 16, and your 32.
Well, so no, 16 and 32s are not normal.
No, because 16, like, and yeah, 16. It is for me, right? Okay, and I'll have you like question this, but what I mean is, you would never drop it in on an 8. Would you, of a 12?
Oh, you mean just like if you're counting the beats and then you would count to 32 or something?
That would be a multiple of 4, wouldn't it? 8 and 12 would still be a multiple of 4. You could drop it in at 16 or 32, right? But you want to drop it in at 1, right? Okay.
Ricky, Mo, hey, we haven't gotten the second extension, so we're gonna have to end this bitch, bro. We're gonna have to end this bitch. So what I'm gonna do is we can still do one more funny thing.
We did get the double extension for the first show in
season 2. Yeah, no, that was epic, and William's a fucking legend. William again, massive thank you for that, bro. You're a damn legend.
Well, can I just say, right, in season 2, we're gonna be looking for guests, right? Okay, and you're not on that list yet, right?
No, I wouldn't expect
to. Ricky, are we gonna? We have to end it off at least with a funny one, because everybody was like, this is actually against the rules, but I'll do one for you guys to send you off with a laugh. Yeah, because that's the point. I try and send you guys off with a laugh, but the rule is actually a 2 extension.
I have a high standard for comedy.
Let's see if we achieve it. Well, let's see if we can achieve it.
I don't know if that means.
But mechanics are the last profession that can still roast you to your face. You know what I mean? Like, I drove up the ramp, opened the door, and I walked up to him, and the first thing he says to me is like, "Mate, you've come to the wrong place for a haircut." Which is pretty brutal, but also quite a high quality for someone not in the industry.
It's just typical Aussie.
So good on him.
Yeah.
But I have got a haircut since, so it's quite brutal that you guys laugh. But mechanics are the last profession that can still roast you.
That was good. I didn't see that payoff coming for sure. So that was good.
Yeah. Okay.
See, I never found that funny. I didn't find that funny, me.
No, there was a bit of subversion, right? Because he's starting off like a story about seeing the mechanic, and he's like, you think he's going to explain why they can roast you to your face, but then the payoff is actually that he's gotten a haircut since then. So why is the audience laughing? That was really good. And see, I can't explain jokes.
So yeah, just before I leave, right, I'm gonna leave it with.
Wait. No, wait. No, I did the Aussie one. I have to recover.
The person who sent you this just wants you to know. You are a puss. Personally, I don't know why they're telling you this. Maybe you owe them money. Maybe you...
You know, puss is like our cunt, bro, basically.
It's their sister. Maybe you told them that you weren't going to study for a test and you actually studied for the test. All of these are valid reasons for you to have been sent this video. But I'm just the messenger. And I was sent here to tell you, Putsek winner. You need to take a long, hard look at yourself and think about what you've done. The fact that I had to get sent to deliver this message to you should be enough to tell you that you need to fix yourself. I mean, I don't know what you did, so the person who sent you this might just be fucking with you, but just in case they're not, I'm here to set things right. You need to do better, and you also owe whoever sent you this 10 rand. The person who sent you this just wants you to know. You are a puss.
Right, so William just said that I might not watch Don't You Dare Think About a Brick. What?
We here at the Nine Tails
Think about what? Not showing up on the first episode. Come on.
By the way, we here at the Nine Tails Cosmic Fox channel do not support the use of slurs.
Yeah.
No,
Mel,
no. So puss is like, it's basically it, dude. It's vagina. It's just, we call it. It's like, it's the
it's a
same thing as the
beaver.
Aussies
It's a
or the
beaver.
British. Yeah,
Beaver.
it's not a slur. And voetsack means fuck off in our, like, for us in Afrikaans. So it's basically fuck off. And wena just means you as a person. None of that was a slur.
So anyway, just before I leave, yeah, Mel, how do you get a gay man to sleep with a straight woman?
Oh, Bricky, you fucking asshole.
Yeah, I don't feel like indulging this. I feel like I'm enabling bad behavior right now.
Just asking, how would you do it?
You see, folks, when we enable bad behavior around here, we make the space worse for everybody. We need to
Mel,
do better.
Mel, just answer the fucking question. Do you know or not?
Bricky, this is your worst fucking joke.
So with that, folks, I'm Melanie
I'm not
Cosmic
even going to
Fox,
tell you.
also
I'm not even
known.
going to tell
Val's
you.
gonna rage quit.
I'm
Yeah,
not even going to tell you the answer, right? Okay, I'm not. Right, I'm going to leave you.
Yeah, Bricky, that's, I don't like that joke, man.
The answer will be at the start of episode 20, season 1.
Nice. I like that.
so with that, folks,
Okay.
I'm Melanie Cosmic Fox, aka Ninetails Cosmic Fox. It's been nice chatting with you, Chris, but not Brick, because I know you're also a Chris. And
Well, fuck you too, you stupid
Hey.
cunt.
Hey, Chris, he had to spoke to you about beats. Don't be an asshole right now, man.
no,
Shit.
that's he knows I'm kidding. And,
Oh, William, don't
Alright.
worry, mate. Right, this cunt is not getting invited to any episodes, right? Okay, because once season 2 comes, I have more control over that season, right? Okay, Chris.
all the power
needs
to you,
take his
buddy.
thing-
I still need to finish plugging myself though, and
Yeah.
I am streaming now on
Oh, that
YouTube.
sounded really weird. That.
Whenever I go
Finish
panel
plugging.
hopping, I intend to stream. So keep a lookout, subscribe, and you'll see me go live. Not really trying to be like
Go follow
a try-hard streamer.
Go follow the Fox. Even if you don't like the Fox, then you can go yell at the Fox.
Oh yeah,
Go
no,
follow
I'm
the
going to
Fox.
start doing my own open panels so people can come tell me why I'm wrong. But first, I want
There you go.
to have my own echo chamber going. Just kidding. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
you want to have a left. You want to have a load of fucking woke leftist little
Yeah,
Furby
I got to
liberals
make
in
sure
there to
Coder's
support.
on board to be my attack dog for me.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
well,
we don't lie. That guy's another spurg. You guys are just gonna fucking spurg out on your panels. That's what's gonna happen.
Exactly, yeah, go for
Okay,
Go,
About
wow.
gay stuff. You guys are just gonna spurg out about gay
I'd
stuff.
ra-
See,
I'd
over
rather-
here,
I'd rather-
we have
I'd rather-
discussions about agriculture and music. You see, this is what I'm saying. You see, this is.
I'd rather take a shit in my hands and
It's
clap.
my
Mel,
space.
I bet you
It's my
$50
space.
you won't be able to knock me off of my composure while I'm streaming because you haven't been tonight, and I'm bringing a new Melody
No.
Cosmic Fox to town.
But you're not streaming.
that's
What all you're doing is fucking. All you're doing is just stream. You're just like content farming. That's all you're doing.
I don't know. I'm just streaming the panels I go on because
Right,
I
so
might
you're
as
not creating
well.
your own content tonight. Basically, are you? You sat there on your panel with your guests.
Says the guy
I'm
who
assuming
literally
that's-
just screams into the void all day as a stream. Anyways, have a good one, folks.
Yeah,
Cheers.
and I'm more
Cheers,
successful
have
than
a
you are.
And anyways, yeah, this was also kind of a semi-test stream because things didn't quite go as planned last time. Obviously, I'm not gonna let my stream run all night, and I didn't feel like playing Tetris this time, but I probably will soon. So if anyone does want to see a Tetris stream, let me know in like the comments or something. But that was fun. You know, had no expectations going in, and it went fine. And hopefully we can have some more of this. I just need the VODs on YouTube for now. I can't really do anything with them and re-upload them until I get more hard drive space on my computer. So, you know, the whole streaming thing is going to be a bit of a work in progress. I put this together not super, you know, obviously the frame is AI generated, didn't even get it right. But it's just here for aesthetics. It's not here to be like, oh, I'm actually a Furby on a dresser or whatever, right? So, you know, hopefully someone likes this or finds this at some point and finds it to be useful. Not really going anywhere with it at the moment, aside from I'll start doing an open panel show when I feel like I can commit to that on a weekly basis. So, have a good one, folks. And that's all I got for now.